sit above there, by the trees.
From mountain lions having a nice family time and Bigfoot sightings, to a weird woman out there in the middle of the woods and creepy sewer creatures, here are unbelievable trail cam captures that shock the world. Snake's mystery unveiled. In the quiet daytime, a camera saw something strange in the wild. It found a group of snakes hiding among thick bushes. There were many of them, and they seemed like a secret society.
I don't know, guys. I don't think you're practicing your social distancing.
These snakes were long and slim, and they cautiously peeked out from a hole they had made in the ground. It looked like they didn't want to leave their hiding spot. All of them stood close together in a formation, and they moved their heads around as if they were on high alert, ready for something important.
Looks like more than a party of 10.
It was like they were prepared to face an enemy, but no one knew who or what that might be. Their hidden purpose remained a puzzle, and the snakes held into their enigmatic secret.
I'm sure I'm grossing out some friends, but you guys still love me being a nature nut.
As people watched this mysterious assembly, they couldn't help but be captivated by the snakes' unusual behavior. The reasons behind their actions and their hidden intentions were a riddle, buried deep within the Earth's secrets. This mystery remained unsolved, much like the snakes themselves, and their story remained forever locked in the unknown wilderness. Roadside hauntings. The video discusses a mysterious figure captured in the middle of the road at night, and it is so strange to look at it that it will chill you to the bone. The car in front of the person filming had to swerve to avoid the figure. But what supposedly was this creature? Some people think it looks like a ghost, while others wonder if it could be an alien. Although the filming location is unknown, the video highlights some well-known routes where reports of ghost sightings in the middle of the road have been made. A similar example might be the Clinton Road in New Jersey, known for its history of paranormal activity and the presence of a creepy ghost woman in white. Another eerie road mentioned is the Shades of Death Road in Warren County, New Jersey. Also in Texas, there's the Devil's Backbone, a scenic highway with legends of Spanish conquistadors and Native American warrior ghosts. The Bluebell Hill ghost has been reported to have been seen frequently on Kent's A229 road in England. The video emphasizes how these unexplained encounters and reports of strange figures seen on roads have sparked various theories and tales that have added to the mysteries of the paranormal. Goatman. In the cryptic shadows of the Hyattsville branch, a chilling revelation unfurled. A sinister video emerged, exposing the ghastly presence of the Goatman, a malevolent entity whispered of in terrified hushed tones. Whispers of its origins reeked of malevolence, seeping through the veins of this forsaken place. The very soil tainted by the horrors that unfolded. The Goatman, they say, has an insatiable thirst for blood, a gluttonous predator not discriminating between the pulse of humans and the heartbeats of innocent animals. This creature, recorded by an ominous trail camera, struck a stark and unholy image upon the minds of those who dared to bear witness. Its visage, a grotesque hybrid, sported a face akin to a goat's. Eyes like soulless voids, and a body that resembled a mockery of humanity itself. Its presence emanated a petrifying aura, an eerie, unsettling force that clung to the very marrow of the bones. They spoke in hushed murmurs of its tactics, how it stalked with eerie precision, silently a wraith lurking in the shadows. Abruptly it would strike, rending the unsuspecting prey to shreds, leaving only sorrow and blood-soaked ground in its wake. Then, like a wisp of malevolence, it would retreat into the gnarled woods, a sinister specter biding its time, waiting for the next hapless victim. But what eldritch force had birthed this abomination? No one knew how the Goatman had slipped into the very fabric of the forest, or why it haunted this wretched place. A shroud of mystery clung to it, a sinister enigma, unfathomable and unsettling. It said that these who dared to unravel its origins were consumed by an inescapable darkness, their sanity forfeit to the inscrutable malevolence of the Goatman. The Hyattsville branch bore witness to a horror that defied reason, an unrelenting terror that refused to yield its secrets. The Goatman's mystery, a macabre riddle wrapped in shadows, remained unsolved, leaving the world to shudder and trepidation, forever haunted by the nightmare lurking within. Mysterious Bigfoot sighting. In the daytime, a camera recorded something strange that got everyone talking. It happened in a thick group of bushes, and a Bigfoot came out of these bushes, a mysterious and huge creature.
An elusive creature. Alright, just squat it down.
Bigfoot had a unique style unlike anything we've seen before. It moved through the bushes in a way that made it seem like it knew the camera was there, but the camera was far away, so we couldn't see its features clearly. Still, its shape looked a lot like the legendary Bigfoot. People heard about this and started guessing. Some said it was just a person dressed up to trick everyone, while others said it was taller than any regular person, making them believe it was the real Bigfoot.
An elusive creature. Alright, just squat it down.
The mystery only got deeper as experts and fans studied the video. They wanted to know if it was a real Bigfoot or just a well-done trick. It was like a puzzle that no one could solve. In the end, we still didn't know who or what it was. This encounter with Bigfoot during the day fascinated and puzzled people. It showed how we're always curious about things we can't explain. The video reminds us that our world still holds secrets we haven't discovered yet. Hikers in the mountains. In the quiet woods, a hiker stopped on the path, looking at something strange. Up in a tree, peeping through the leaves, the hiker saw a busy cameraman below.
I look up, and there's this dude walking up on the road.
The hiker's eyes got big, and a confused face appeared. What is happening down there? The leaves above, moving in the wind, seemed to keep secrets. With a tilted head, the hiker looked closely, trying to see everything.
Look. My that's crazy.
A camera stood on sticks, pointing at a mysterious spot. Birds chirped like they knew something too. The hiker, hidden in the trees, felt like a secret viewer in a nature show. Leaning on the tree, the hiker just watched silently. The cameramen moved like they practiced, filming things not clear. A soft wind brought the smell of pine, making it even more magical.
Look. My that's crazy.
The hiker, surrounded by nature's show, kept watching, wondering what story the forest and the cameramen were telling. And so, under the leafy cover, the hiker stayed, taken by the quiet story in the middle of the wild. Explorer got attacked by Yeti. In a mysterious forest, a brave explorer went on a big adventure with just a camera. They wanted to capture the unknown beauty of nature, but things took a scary turn. Suddenly, a loud roar broke the peaceful silence, and huge furry creatures like the ones from stories appeared. The explorer got really scared as they realized they were facing Yetis, those legendary creatures. The camera shook as it tried to catch casts of the scary Yeti coming out from the trees. The calm forest turned into a battlefield between the explorer and the wild Yeti. It was a super tense situation as the explorer fought to stay safe, and the camera recorded every scary moment. In this nail-biting story, it's hard to tell what is real and what is just a legend. People watching are left wondering if the explorer will make it out of the Yeti's grasp, or if they'll become a part of the forest's hidden secrets.
Господи! Ой ты, батюшки мои, боже!
Strange creature. One spooky night deep in the jungle, something really creepy happened. A hidden camera in the tall trees saw it all. Picture this. The moon is shining weirdly, and out of the darkness comes this really scary creature. You can barely see its shape, but it's moving in a way that is like a nightmare from a scary story. This creature crawls in a strange, unsettling way, like it's intentionally trying to give you the chills. The camera catches its eyes, and they have this weird glow that makes your spine sting. The jungle, usually buzzing with night sounds, goes silent, like it's either amazed or spooked by this critter. Every time the creature takes a step, it's like a drumbeat in the quiet night. It moves through the dark jungle so smoothly, making everything feel uneasy. The jungle, full of secrets and shadows, accidentally shows off this mysterious visitor, and the camera is the only one who saw this weird dance in the middle of the wild. Mysterious Bigfoot Forest Enigma. In a big green forest, something strange happened. The sun looked down on a calm river, and the sounds of the water mixed with the noises of the trees. The river, surrounded by tall green trees, shared secrets of the leaves that whispered in the breeze. In the bright daytime, something appeared, a ghostly figure moving through the woods. It was kind of hard to see, like a mystery in the edge of your eyes. Was it part of the forest, or did it come from the dark parts? This thing, all wrapped up in mystery, looked like a huge legendary giant. Maybe the secret protector of the wild, the one people called Bigfoot. Covered in fur and moved with a clear goal. In its big hands it held something, but nobody could figure out what it was or why it was there. As this mysterious creature walked through the trees, the air felt full of questions. Every step made people wonder, but the leaves in the river stayed silent. The forest, keeping its secrets, watched as the strange figure disappeared into the shadows. What made it wander around? The puzzle hung in the air, a mystery written into the forest story, leaving everyone looking for answers. The meeting of the everyday world and the magical unknown continued, a story untold in the ancient, tree-filled hideaway. Biggest snake. Deep in a strange forest, a video showed something eerie. It gave everyone a creepy feeling. It was a massive snake, held up by a big machine called a crane. The snake looked like it didn't belong to our world. It was super long and its body was incredibly wide. Anyone who saw it got scared. People had so many questions. How did this enormous snake end up in the middle of the mysterious forest? Were these other animals in the forest, and were they terrified of this gigantic snake? The more they thought about it, the more questions they had. The forest seemed to hold secrets, as if it had stories to tell. People wondered if the snake was a protector of this strange place, or if it was trapped by something unknown. The air was heavy with fear, and the only sounds were the occasional noises from the crane. As the video went on, the snake's future stayed hidden in the shadows of mystery. What would happen to this colossal snake in the heart of the puzzling forest? People who watched were left with a mix of wonder and worry, trapped in a riddle that wouldn't give up its answers. It was a truly mysterious scene, one that would stay in people's minds long after they saw it. Mysterious woods, unknown creature. In a forest during the day, a strange video showed something scary. It made people very scared. 2 kids were playing there and they didn't know someone was following them. Their dad yelled for them to run away from the scary thing.
Get up here! Get away from him!
The video was not clear, as it was taken from far away. Nobody knew what the thing was or why it was there. It's a big mystery. The creature was hard to see in the video. It was like a shadow with no clear shape. People wondered if it was a ghost of the forest, or if it knew ancient secrets, or if it brought darkness. But nobody could be sure. As the video played, people had so many questions. What did the creature want? Was it good or bad? It felt like the forest and the creature were connected in a strange way, like they were meant to be together.
Come on, guys! You okay?
The mystery never got solved. The kids in the video were forever scared by what they saw that day. In the heart of the forest, where reality mixes with mysteries, the truth about the creature and its purpose stays hidden under time and shadows, a story that will always be a secret. Mysterious moose in city. On a bright day, something very strange happened in the middle of a big city. 2 huge moose, those giant animals from the wild, began to fight right in the heart of the city. This was not something people saw often, and it left everyone amazed. While cars sat still and houses looked on, the 2 moose were completely unaware of their surroundings.
Get back. Up here would be good.
They were locked in a weird battle, using their antlers to tussle. It was like they didn't even notice they were in a city. The noise of their struggle echoed through the streets and startled everyone who saw it. What's even more mysterious is that those 2 powerful creatures didn't care about the people watching. The people in the city were used to a different kind of life, and they couldn't believe their eyes. They stood there, frozen in amazement, as this strange and wild drama played out. The battle went on for a while, like a clash between nature and the city. But then, in a surprising and puzzling twist, one of the moose suddenly stopped fighting. It dashed away, disappearing into the maze of the city. The other moose just stood there, watching the first one run off. This bizarre scene frightened a little dog in the city. The dog barked and ran away, scared of the strange moose fight. Even the people who lived in the city were puzzled and afraid. They had no idea how these moose ended up in their city in the first place. The mystery of the moose's unexpected visit to the city left everyone scratching their heads. No one could explain why or how these wild creatures had entered the city, but it was a strange and unforgettable moment, a reminder that even in the most ordinary places, the wild and unknown could suddenly appear, leaving a lasting impression on those who witnessed it. Mystical moose encounter. In the snowy wilderness of Alaska, something strange happened. A man whose name we don't know went into an old shed one day. He was looking for something inside when he closed the creaky door behind him. The world got very quiet. All that could be heard was the soft sound of snowflakes falling, like nature's secrets whispered in the air. But then something eerie appeared. A huge moose, like a giant from a story, emerged from the snow. The moose moved gracefully, its big black eyes filled with mystery. The man felt very scared and hid in the shadows of the shed. It was as if the ancient spirits of the land had given him a warning. The moose just stood there, like a guardian to some hidden place. It felt like it wanted the man to come out and face something, but he was too scared to move. Time seemed to stand still with the sun watching silently. The moose's purpose remained a puzzle. Was it protecting a secret, or was it a message from the wild? Then, like a ghost, the moose turned and went back into the snowy wilderness. The man, still hidden in the shed, felt a huge sense of relief as the world came alive again. The snowflakes danced in the air, and the secrets of the shed stayed hidden. The moose vanished into the vast unknown. What was the moose trying to tell him? It was a question that would stay with him, a mystery that would always be part of the Alaskan wilderness. Thank you for coming along on this spooky adventure with us. Subscribe to our channel if you want more spine-chilling stories and hair-raising encounters. We're always going into the deepest recesses to bring you the most intriguing and terrifying video ever captured on camera. And remember to set that notification bell to ensure you get all the updates on our fascinating adventures. Eerie Forest Spectral Encounter. In a dark forest, something very scary happened. A strange video showed a frightening scene. It seemed like someone recorded a terrifying event. Late at night, in the deep dark woods, a tall and ghostly figure appeared. It glowed eerily like a ghost or an omen of bad things. This figure was a woman, just a regular person who had gotten lost in the black maze of trees. Her footsteps echoed in the eerie silence. Suddenly from the darkness, another tall figure, just like the first one, appeared without a sound. It walked alongside the first figure, both guiding the frightened woman further into the mysterious forest. The night was so dark and thick that it felt like it was swallowing them up. The darkness hid their evil plans, and nobody could see what happened to the woman. Did they harm her, or did something even worse occur, like turning her into a creature like them? The forest kept the truth hidden, making it a spine-chilling mystery. This video scared everyone who watched it, reminding them that some mysteries are too terrifying to uncover, best left buried in the depths of the unknown. Ancient Yakushas Pup. Deep within the icy expanse of Yakusha, a place where time almost seems to stop, something strange was found by Russian scientists. They shared a video that unveiled an amazing discovery, an 18,000-year-old puppy perfectly preserved in ice. This puzzling find, hidden in the icy grip of permafrost, left those who saw it feeling a sense of mystery. This ancient puppy, a relic from a time long gone, had its fur, whiskers, and teeth astonishingly well preserved. Yet a big question hung in the air. Was it a dog or a wolf? The answer remained uncertain, hidden by the frozen cloak that had kept it safe for thousands of years. Scientists eager to uncover the truth ran tests. They confirmed it was a male, but the real identity of this creature remained a puzzle, a mystery as old as time itself. What happened to this little pup so many ages ago? The answer rested deep in the frozen heart of Yakusha, guarded by the timeless secrets of this untouched land. More tests were promised, offering a glimmer of hope, a chance to reveal the unknown. In this story of ancient mysteries, one thing was clear: our world is full of wonders we're yet to discover. It's a reminder that our boundless curiosity can unlock the secrets hidden in the enigmatic corners of our planet. Lost on Everest for 65 years. The video showed that in the shadowed realm of Mount Everest's icy embrace, a chilling revelation unfolded. The daring mountaineers ascended the dangerous slopes, each step veiled in uncertainty. A hushed gasp escaped their lips as they stumbled upon the remains of a fallen soul, a man in a really creepy situation. He was in such a creepy situation, like an ancient secret unveiled. His legs, once full of vigor, now cruelly broken. His skin was totally damaged, and it felt like snow. Nobody could understand his identity through his situation. Yet, as their eyes fixated on a tattered emblem upon his weathered shirt, an enigma unfurled. It was George Mallory, long lost to the unforgiving mountains' embrace, a phantom from 75 years past. How had he met this macabre fate? What happened to him so many years ago? In the depths of Everest's chilling embrace, the mysteries of Mallory's final moments whispered in the wind, shrouded in an eternal riddle. Spooky entity. In a dimly lit child's room, something truly unsettling unfolded before the camera's watchful gaze. The room itself seemed like a black hole, swallowing all traces of light and leaving behind a sense of eerie unease. At the heart of this sinister setting stood a crib. Perched atop it was a mere 2-year-old child. What held the viewer's eyes and sent chills racing down their spine was the dreadful wailing coming from the child. It was the typical cry of a distressed toddler, but a sound that seemed to carry a burden of unearthly sorrow. The child's eyes, which should have been innocent and bright, glowed with an eerie light, casting an unnatural pallor across the room. For an excruciating 22 seconds, the child clung to the crib's edge, defying gravity, before tumbling onto the mattress below. It was a chilling descent that defied any rational explanation. How had such a tiny child managed to reach such perilous heights? What sinister force had driven this unsettling display? The terror did not stop there. When questions were posed to the child's parents, a disturbing truth emerged. This was not some staged performance. It was a disturbing reality they had witnessed before. The room seemed to bear witness to inexplicable horrors, and an aura of fear seemed to envelop the crib. In the realm of the unexplained, this account of a toddler's eerie ascent and mournful cries remained an unsolved mystery, a ghostly presence that would linger in the mind long after the camera had ceased recording. Goat versus kangaroo. Deep within a lonely, desert-like forest, a camera captured something truly strange, an unexpected showdown between two big beasts of the wild. This wasn't your everyday encounter. It was like a secret dance in the wilds, full of mystery. On one side, there stood a hefty male kangaroo, a symbol of untamed strength, relying on its bulging, muscular legs. On the other side, a tough male goat, with its twisty horns, stood firm, showing no intention to back down. The whole scene was a puzzle. We couldn't fathom why they fought, but their determination was crystal clear. The kangaroo, big and imposing, had a moment of hesitation in the goat's presence. The goat with quivering legs didn't seem to give in to fear, even though it faced a much larger foe. But this goat was no pushover. It raised its tail high and faced the kangaroo head-on, matching every powerful blow with unyielding resolve. Their struggle was intense, and it felt like time itself was holding its breath, watching this strange duel. As the fight raged on, something unexpected happened. The kangaroo, maybe tired of the relentless brawl, wanted to leave. Yet the goat, caught up in some strange determination, kept chasing the kangaroo, turning the whole thing into a surreal spectacle that left us puzzled and fascinated. In that odd desert-like forest, we witnessed a mysterious battle where bravery, strength, and an unknown motive clashed. More questions than answers were left in our minds, and a haunting image of this enigmatic duel stayed with us. Bizarre alien encounter. On a dark night, a camera recorded something truly unsettling in an abandoned grocery store, creating an eerie and mysterious scene. The camera focused on a terrifying figure, a bizarre mix of something not quite human and not quite a ghost. Just looking at it sent shivers down your spine. It continually banged its head against the refrigerator filled with drinks, creating a horrifying noise that echoed through the empty store. The grocery store seemed like it had been abandoned for ages, as if even nature itself wanted to stay far away from whatever malevolent force was at play. Strangely, the creature hidden in the shadows of the night somehow sensed the camera's presence. It moved closer with an unnatural, disjointed gait, its legs twisted in a scary manner. What made it even more chilling was the eerie glow emanating from its mouth and eyes, casting a sinister light on the scene. How it became aware of the camera's presence remained a mystery. The air grew heavy with fear, a feeling of impending doom that was almost tangible. In this terrifying moment, the creature's purpose remained unknown, a dark secret concealed in the shadows. The camera's recording left everyone who watched it with a lasting sense of dread, haunted by unanswered questions that may never be resolved. Mysterious cat with two faces. In our everyday world, there's something truly unusual, something that breaks the rules of normal life. Have you ever seen a cat with two faces and three eyes? A creature so captivating it seems to exist on the edge of what's real. Once a camera captured this astonishing sight, etching it into memory like a haunting tune. This extraordinary being was found resting in the heart of a home, lounging on a familiar sofa, hinting at being the beloved pet of the household. Its fur, a captivating blend of black and white, painted a picture of duality that went deeper than just its colors. But it wasn't the contrasting shades that held your attention. It was the fact that it had two faces, like a symphony of opposites, and a third eye shining mysteriously between them. This trio of features defied all logic, challenging the very rules of biology. Its gaze, a powerful and inscrutable trifecta, seemed to peer into hidden worlds, leaving an indelible mark of otherworldliness. This cat, this puzzle wrapped in fur, felt like an envoy from realms far beyond our grasp. In a world often confined by ordinary routines, such a remarkable oddity reminds us to question what we know and to embrace the inexplicable. It shows us the astonishing diversity that exists in our society, a reminder that the unusual can find its place even in the most familiar corners of our world. Creatures like this defy the usual, whispering that mysteries are all around us, even in the everyday. Triop fish. In the big ocean, something amazing happened when a camera recorded a cool video of a special white fish. The water was super clear and sparkled in the sun, making the fish look even more awesome. This fish was all dressed up in shiny white scales, smoothly gliding through the water. Its fins moved like soft bodies, making it feel like it was dancing in a show. When the camera zoomed in, you could see all the tiny details of the fish, the pretty patterns on its scales and how its tail swayed back and forth in a nice rhythm. The underwater world came alive as the fish swam around, sometimes zipping between coral formations with quick and clever moves. The simple white color made the fish stand out, turning it into the star of this aquatic dance. Watching this cool video lets you see a look into the fish's life, making you feel amazed and happy about the beauty hiding behind the sea. Huge wild boars. Alright, so the trail camera goes into the night mode, right? And what does it find? A gang of massive wild boars doing a midnight march in the creepy woods. I'm talking big, burly pigs strutting around like they own the place. Now add some eerie vibes to the mix. It's pitch dark. The woods are lurking in shadows, and these colossal boars are just parading through. But here's the kicker. Their eyes. Those eyes are like mini flashlights glowing in the dark, giving off some serious spooky movie vibes. Imagine stumbling upon this footage in the dead of night. You've got these huge shadowy boars, their eyes shining like something out of a horror flick. It's like the wild decided to host its own midnight monster parade. Nature can be a real show-off, especially when it's got a bunch of oversized glow-eyed boars strutting their stuff in the darkness. Gives you a whole new appreciation for daylight, doesn't it? River otter. One sunny day by the river, something strange happened. A curious otter popped out of the water, its shiny, wet fur sparkling in the sun. A hidden camera nearby caught the otter's surprise visit. When the otter saw the camera, it paused for a moment, like it knew someone was watching. The little creature quickly checked around, then zoomed away into the bushes. The quiet river saw it all, only leaving a few ripples where the otter showed up. The camera, like a quiet spy, recorded everything with its staring eye. Why did the otter come up? What secrets did it carry as it vanished into the bushes? The river kept its mysteries, flowing calmly, making everyone watching feel curious and full of questions. The otter's short visit turned the peaceful scene into a bit of a puzzle, adding more excitement to the air. Creature on a trail cam. In the quiet woods, a mysterious snap snapped on a trail cam reveals a mysterious creature. Glowing eyes enter through the blurry image, shrouded in closeness. What could it be? A thrilling snapshot leaves us questioning, our curiosity aroused. The close view adds suspense, inviting us to imagine the unknown lurking in the dark. Intrigue deepens with each pixel, a visual story waiting to be untwisted. Siberian alien mystery. In Siberia, a strange video shocked those who watched it. The video showed a lifeless, alien-looking creature lying on the icy ground. A reporter's voice added an eerie feeling to the video. The story was like something from outer space, with witnesses talking about a mesmerizing blue and orange light falling from the sky. They thought it was a UFO crashing to Earth in a burst of colors. People's curiosity led them closer to the mysterious light, and they discovered something unbelievable. An alien. It looked like a naked human, but had an odd, mysterious presence. Scientists were puzzled too, and found this being, originally thought to be from far-off galaxies, strangely resembled a human. The discovery shook the scientific community and challenged what they knew.
It shows an alleged discovery of an alien in Siberia, as in an alien from another planet.
But the mystery didn't end there. The alien was frozen in ice with a broken leg, hinting at a strange journey. How it came to Earth remained a puzzling secret, an unsolved mystery that continued to baffle us. In the icy wilderness of Siberia, the enigma of the alien in human form remained, a mystery that fascinated us and reminded us of the vast unknowns of the universe, hidden in the shadows, whispering secrets we couldn't grasp. Frozen in time. In a puzzling scene that left everyone shocked, a video revealed a man trapped in a solid block of ice. He stood there, isolated from the world, in front of a curious crowd. Nobody could quite understand why he had willingly put himself in this icy prison, but it seemed like some kind of daring stunt. As the days passed, he remained trapped, and hunger gnawed at him relentlessly. It had been 3 long days without food, but the cold was even more relentless, threatening to consume his very being. It felt as if he was on the brink of being lost to the icy void, his mind barely flickering in the freezing darkness. Then, in a moment filled with tension, a shadowy figure emerged, armed with a blade. With a skillful stroke, the ice shattered, and the man was freed. The crowd gasped in astonishment as he was rushed to an awaiting ambulance. His condition was precarious and his fate uncertain. In the hospital, his battle against the cold continued. His body bore the scars of his chilling, but he clung to life bravely. The enigma of the man encased in ice remained etched in the minds of all who had witnessed the inexplicable event, a mystery that defied easy explanation. Mysterious sky visitors vanish. A camera saw something very strange. It was a weird, ghostly thing moving silently in the dark, cloudy sky. It looked like a secret from the heavens, like those mysterious UFOs people talk about. As the camera watched, this strange visitor suddenly shot across the sky incredibly fast. It broke all the rules of science, speeding into space so quickly that it gave everyone watching the chills. This strange event was a lot like a story people in Appalachin talked about many years ago. Back in the year 2000, a bright thing lit up the night sky. It was emitting green light and made weird patterns in the sky, like it was trying to tell us something. People there were sure it was a UFO from unknown places. But what the camera captured was different. It soared way up high, almost touching space, and then disappeared into the great unknown. No one knew why it was there, where it came from, or what it wanted. As people shared the video, they came up with all kinds of ideas. Was it a visitor from faraway stars, a message from the unknown, or just a trick of the eye? With each question, the mystery got deeper, and this strange visitor from the sky remained an unsolved puzzle, a reminder of how vast and mysterious our universe can be, always hidden in shadows and secrets. Impala's combat. Imagine a sight that was shrouded in mystery, as if nature itself had unveiled an enigmatic spectacle. Amidst the tranquil woods, a peculiar conflict unfolded, a battle of antlered contenders vying for the favor of a single female. Strange, is it not? The very essence of the forest seemed to hold its breath, captivated by this unearthly occurrence. The lens of a camera unveiled the cryptic encounter, exposing two majestic deer locked in a fierce engagement. Their impressive antlers, usually a symbol of grace, were now wielded as weapons in a dance of dominance. The recording showed a mesmerizing entanglement, as if the very branches of the trees were testifying to the primeval contest. Legend whispered that these duels were the dance of life itself, a ritual of selection where the victor claimed the privilege of passing on their lineage. This truth, though unusual to human eyes, wove a thread of continuity through generations, ensuring the strongest and most resilient descendants would continue the ancient cycle. Amidst this eerie harmony, a paradox emerged. Gentle combat, each adversary keenly aware of the limits of their struggle. The clash appeared savage, yet beneath the surface lay an understanding. An agreement not to extinguish but to refine, not to kill but to thrive. In this inexplicable theater of nature, a strange equilibrium reigned, sparking wonderment and an insatiable curiosity in the minds of those who dared to observe. Bear's Mirror Dance. In a quiet forest where the sun peeked through the leaves, something funny and unusual happened. It was daytime and the forest was alive with birds singing and leaves rustling. Right in the middle of this green world, there was a chubby black bear. He stood on his back legs, looking quite silly. Around the bear, there were lots of bushes and tall trees, their branches reaching high into the sky. But what caught everyone's attention was a big mirror placed right there in the woods, like it didn't belong. The bear saw his own reflection in the mirror and thought it was another bear. He wasn't happy about this intruder in his forest, so he decided to have a fight in a playful way. It was adorable to watch. The bear would swat at the mirror and it made a soft sound. He even growled, thinking he'd met his forest twin. Then things got even more amusing. He started bouncing back and forth like they were having a funny dance battle. He'd nudge the mirror and do it again and again. This whole situation makes you wonder why the mirror was there. Did someone put it there to tease the bear? Or maybe it was for studying animals. We can't be sure, but what we do know is that nature can surprise us in the most delightful ways. The camera caught a glimpse of the wild that turned a regular black bear into a charming entertainer. It reminds us of the joy and mystery in the natural world. This funny and unique moment where nature and humans cross paths is something we won't forget. Mysterious lizard-like Costa Rica. On a sunny day in a quiet place, something strange happened. A camera took a picture of a creature that was very weird. It looked like a lizard, but it was much bigger and not like any lizard we know. Its skin was shiny and covered in scales that sparkled in the sunlight. But what really puzzled everyone was how it moved.
Whoa.
It was super fast, way faster than any animal should be. It moved in a way that didn't make sense, like it was defying the rules of how things should move. Watching it left people feeling amazed and confused. Even stranger, there was another creature just like it. They moved together as if they were connected in some mysterious way. It was like they were twins, or maybe something even stranger. People called them Costa Rica, a name that didn't make much sense but added to the mystery. The locals talked about these creatures quietly, as if they were afraid to say too much. They wondered if the creatures were guarding a secret place or if they came from a different world. But the truth was hidden, and no one really knew where these creatures came from or why they were there. This strange event reminds us that there are still many things we don't understand about our world. Even on the brightest days, there are mysteries that make us curious and eager to explore the unknown. Lizard Man Mystery Unsolved. In South Carolina's dark swamps, a strange secret hides. A video came out, and South Carolina's leaders gave a mysterious warning. This made people really scared. They talked about the Lizard Man, a weird creature.
So you had an encounter with this creature?
It was some kind of lizard man.
Late at night, a man drove all alone down a lonely road. Suddenly, something huge fell from the sky and crashed onto his car. It looked like a giant lizard, but much scarier. This scared the man a lot. In a different story, a brave person went deep into the woods. There, he saw a creature like no other. It was a mix of a big crocodile and a scary lizard. People called it Lizard Man, but they didn't really know what it was. These strange stories left everyone puzzled. What were these creatures in South Carolina? Some called them lizard men, but no one really knew. The mystery was deep, and people's imaginations ran wild. The video made it clear that there's more to the world than we understand. In South Carolina's dark swamps, strange things may be hiding. The Lizard Man's mystery will always be a part of South Carolina's stories, a riddle that can't be solved. Kestrel escapes barn owls. In the quiet woods, something strange happened. It was like a video, but not the kind you watch on a screen. It was a real-life story of a wild bird, a kestrel who was quite brave and daring. This bird usually soared high in the sky, but this time it ended up in a strange place. The barn owl's home, the kestrel, had a plan, a secret plan. It wanted to harm the barn owls for some reason. The barn owls, however, were not as innocent as they looked. They had their own secrets hidden behind their fluffy feathers. One day, inside the dark nest of the barn owls, they suddenly pounced on the kestrel. Their sharp claws closed around her, and it felt like destiny had trapped her. The kestrel fought back with all her might. She desperately flapped her wings, trying to break free. But the owls were strong and didn't let go. She didn't give up, though she struggled for what felt like a very long time. Eventually, she managed to escape from their clutches. With a bit of luck, the kestrel flew away to freedom. The woods kept their secrets, and the strange drama of the nest remained hidden. The trees only whispered their stories to the gentle wind, keeping their mystery safe. Cryptic paranormal encounter. In a dark hallway, shadows stuck to the walls like secrets. Three young friends, laughing in the quiet, played with the ball. They didn't know something spooky was about to happen. While they laughed, something strange began. A tiny dark thing so black you couldn't see its shape moved quietly in the air. It stayed close to the friends like a sign of something bad. The boys didn't notice the scary thing. They kept talking, not knowing a ghostly visitor was coming. Suddenly, a weird feeling interrupted their fun. The dark thing turned into a scary shape with a bad feeling around it. The friends, caught by a freezing fear, watched the strange shape move like a ghost, not from their world. The scary shape passed by them, making them feel very scared. One friend got so scared he fell to the ground, almost like he wanted to hide in the earth. The others couldn't move, stuck in the creepy ghost presence. The spooky thing had no clear shape, making it even scarier. It felt like fear itself turned into a shadow hunting the friends. After it left, a strange feeling stayed, proving something unnatural had happened. The hallway, once just a path, now told the story of a ghostly visit that didn't make sense. The scary shadow, a mystery of fear, went away, but the line between normal and strange stayed blurry. Mermaid Mystery Unveiled. In the daytime, something strange happened on a video. It showed a mysterious sight, a mermaid sitting on an old wooden board above a calm river. The mermaid moved in a tricky way, like a dance with a hidden meaning. As the video played on, it seemed like the mermaid had a quiet mission, a strange power guiding it toward the river. The mermaid looked eerie, strange, and ghostly. It was made of scales and quick glimpses, making it seem like it came from another world. With each smooth sway, it looked like the mermaid was about to take a mysterious journey, trying to become one with the deep water below. Maybe it was searching for a connection or doing a secret ritual only known to ancient mysteries. In the clear light of day, the mermaid didn't fit what we usually understand. It made us think about things we don't know, suggesting that maybe these mythical creatures are real in our world. It was like reality bending as the video showed something beyond what we see every day. But where did this strange mermaid come from? Its origin was a big secret, hidden behind an impossible-to-understand curtain. Did it come from old stories coming to life, or was it a hidden creature living in the river's secret places? The questions stayed like fog over calm water, not answered and full of the charm of things we haven't found yet. The mermaid, a mystery shining in daylight, left us wondering and guessing. It showed that there are unknown places even in regular life. It went into the river, leaving us with a feeling of not knowing, a mark on the mystery's picture that stayed with us. Enigma of Bigfoot. In a thick forest, a person walked alone. The wind whispered mysterious things, guiding the wanderer to an unusual sight. With only the weak daylight, the person decided to film what hid among the old trees. The camera caught something strange. Bigfoot, a huge creature moving mysteriously between light and dark. It walked with a strong purpose, like a ghost protecting nature's secrets.
He's moving. He's moving, he's moving, he's moving.
Zooming in, the footage revealed the creature's intense movements, showing its anger as it moved among the trees, leaving everyone confused. The person feeling their heart race with the creature's wild beast found more than just a video. A giant footprint in the dirt hinted at the massive thing that had walked there. The air felt strange, like something magical had happened.
You can see a little bit where it's smashed. See the toes.
The footprints told stories of an unseen creature, a secret keeper. Why did Bigfoot choose this spectral forest? What made it dance angrily through the trees? The ancient forest stayed quiet, keeping its secrets hidden in the rustling leaves. The person who accidentally saw this amazing thing felt a mix of wonder and fear. Afterwards, a deep silence covered the forest, like the trees were holding their breath after meeting something they couldn't understand.
He's moving. He's moving, he's moving, he's moving.
The mystery of Bigfoot, caught in quick pictures and hidden footprints, affected everyone who saw it, making them feel both surprised and curious about the unknown. Mysterious werewolf encounter. In a spooky hospital room, there was a video of a hurt werewolf. It was big and scary with long arms and legs, covered in hair and with long nails. It looked wild. The video made it mysterious, like a secret. We didn't know why it was in the hospital, maybe for science or research. The werewolf seemed to have a history of being dangerous, living in darkness. People talked about rangers like they were trying to control the werewolf, but we weren't sure if it was a dangerous enemy or just unlucky. The video ended, but the mystery stayed. We couldn't understand why the werewolf was hurt, and the questions didn't go away. It felt like a story hidden in the shadows, full of things we didn't know. The werewolf in the video became a symbol of mystery, frozen in time. We couldn't figure out its real story, and it stayed a secret lost in the uncertainty of the hospital room. The video left us with a strange feeling, like we were on the edge of something unknown, and the werewolf became a spooky puzzle waiting to be solved. Werewolf Santa's mysterious encounter. In the dark night where shadows played hide and seek, a secret video showed something strange. The dark was like a big mystery hiding regular things. But then, a sneaky camera light uncovered something really interesting. Guess who showed up? A werewolf Santa. Imagine Santa with fur like a werewolf. Weird, right? The camera caught this not-so-normal Santa under its bright light. The werewolf had a grip on a little toy, a puppy. Strange, huh? A big scary werewolf playing with a tiny puppy toy. The video made me wonder, why is the werewolf pretending to be Santa? And why is it acting hungry for a toy in the middle of the night? It's like mixing up things that don't usually go together. The camera light made the scene look like it was from another world, with long shadows talking in a quiet way. The mix of spooky and sort of cute kept me stuck, not sure what to think. In those quick moments on the video, the werewolf Santa, wanting to munch on a toy, made a puzzling story. The dark didn't hide things anymore. It showed a story that's not normal, making me think and wonder a lot. Russian Yeti. As the sun dipped below the horizon and darkness cloaked the surroundings, a camera captured an eerie spectacle. In the faint glow, an otherworldly figure emerged from the depths of the Russian woods. No ordinary sight, but a Russian Yeti, a creature spoken of in hushed tones among the locals. This enigmatic being pursued by a lone car along a desolate winding road, creating an atmosphere of suspense. Inside the vehicle, children screamed in terror, their fear seemingly transcending the screen and instilling a shared sense of unease among viewers. The peculiar cat and mouse game between the Yeti and the car heightened the tension, resembling a nightmarish scenario. The reason for the creature's appearance in such a remote location remained unknown. Was it a guardian or a harbinger of impending danger? The origins and purpose of the Russian Yeti became a perplexing enigma, fading into the haunting landscape. In that fleeting and surreal moment, the line between reality and the inexplicable blurred, leaving us with lingering questions about that chilling night in the heart of the Russian wilderness. Massive sea creature. In a big, never-ending ocean, something really huge moved under the waves. One sunny day, a military helicopter flying over the sea saw a giant shadow swimming below. The people inside the helicopter could not believe what they were seeing, a gigantic ocean creature coming up from the deep. It was like a super big ancient monster showing itself. The helicopter's blades were spinning fast as the military team figured out what to do. They stayed up in the air looking down and saw how massive the creature was. Its skin sparkled in the sunlight, and the waves splashed against its really big body. Everyone on the helicopter got tense as they told their headquarters about finding this giant sea creature. It became a careful dance between the people and the monster. While the helicopter went around, the sea giant moved slower, maybe confused by the sudden visit. The military team, amazed and careful, quickly took movie and notes about this incredible discovery. Creepy encounter. In the spooky Appalachin Mountains, there is a scary story about a person exploring the thick jungle with just a camera. As they went deeper, the place got super quiet, and it felt like the trees were sharing old secrets. Things got really tense when the brave explorer saw something creepy. The camera caught it all, and it was so creepy that it made them shiver. The bushes hinted that something spooky was there, even though they could not see it. All of a sudden, the camera showed a strange figure hiding in the dark. It looked like a spooky dance of darkness and moonlight, giving the explorer a big scare. As this weird thing seemed to notice them and stared at the camera, the explorer was stuck, scared, and fascinated at the same time. They did not make a cast. The camera kept recording, showing a ghostly encounter in the Appalachian wilds. This creepy adventure left a scary memory, turning the once beautiful jungle into a place of secrets that will always give you the creeps. Strange creature. Once in a quiet farm, something weird got caught on camera. A strange creature not like anything you've seen. It had a long, strong, scaled tail like an alligator, but then was surprised. No arms. Yep, you got it right. No arms at all. The farmers doing their daily work could not believe their eyes when they found this odd creature. Its scaly tail moved around, swishing and swaying, going through the fields in a really interesting and kinda spooky way. The camera took a video of every moment, freezing the creature's picture with its special armless look. Lots of questions flew around the farm like busy freaks. What was this creature? Where did it come from? And the big one, style did it get by without arms? Everyone in town chatted about the mystery of the scaly-tailed creature, making the ordinary days on the farm feel a bit magical. Deep-sea creature. As the sun went down and depicted the sky with warm colors, a curious guy with a camera found something amazing at the empty beach. Wondering about a strange shape peeking from the beach, he decided to check it out. With every step, the creature revealed itself, and the man's eyes got big. He quickly aimed his camera, capturing the mysterious thing hidden there for who knows how long. The creature looked like it was from another world, with see-through fins that shimmered in the fading light. Its shiny scales suggested a life in the deep sea that people might not understand. Not bothered by the man snooping, the creature seemed to be peacefully asleep, keeping its secrets safe on the beach. The man, feeling a mix of amazement and nervousness, recorded lots of videos, making sure to remember this rare moment. As the camera clicked, a feeling of awe filled the air, making the man suppose about all the hidden mysteries beneath the surface of our everyday world. Sneak attack. In a quiet, sun-soaked influent, a mischievous alligator hatched a devious plan. With stealthy eyes lurking just above the water's surface, it observed a young boy casting his fishing line into the peaceful river. Suddenly, like a shadow in the murky depths, the alligator devised a sneak attack. With a swift charge, it burst forth from the water, jaws wide open, aiming to snatch the boy's prized catch. The unsuspecting boy, absorbed in the thrill of the catch, was caught off guard. The splash echoed through the serene surroundings as the alligator's attempt was captured by a hidden camera. The reptilian thief's daring attack unfolded in a series of shots, freezing the heart-pounding moment when predator and prey collide. The boy, astonished by the unexpected assault, managed to escape with his fish, while the alligator sneaks back into the water, its snout disappearing beneath the ripples. The stolen moment, frozen in time by the cam, became a tale of the wild, a reminder of nature's unpredictable dance between survival and surprise. Bear encounter. Once in a big wild jungle, two familiars decided to explore. They walked among tall trees and twisted vines, feeling excited about what was ahead. As they went further, they heard a noise in the bushes. Suddenly, a huge bear came out, its fur shining in the sunlight. The hikers got really scared and stood still. The bear was more curious than mean.
Go to the left side of the trail.
Left side of the trail.
It sniffed the air and stood up on its back legs. The hikers, hearts beating fast, stepped back slowly, trying not to upset the big animal.
Hey, bear.
The jungle got super quiet as this surprising meeting happened. Eventually, the bear, maybe tired of watching the scared humans, strolled back into the jungle. The hikers felt so relieved, realizing they had a close moment with the wild beauty. The jungle, once mysterious, became a story they'd tell for a long time, a story of bravery and the day they met a bear in the deep, wild heart of nature. Bear attack cub. Deep within a wild place, a video surfaced showing something strange. Among the thick trees near a calm water spot, sunlight uncovered a scary event. A small, defenseless cub so innocent was trapped in a terrible situation. The one causing this harm was a huge bear, a powerful part of nature. While the cruel act went on, it felt like even the forest itself held its breath, watching. But nature in the wild is full of surprises. Just when things seemed darkest, another bear appeared out of nowhere like an unexpected hero. This bear had been quietly watching from afar. The arrival of this mysterious helper seemed to have some hidden power. The first bear, the aggressor, seemed unsure and backed away. Why did it do this? What strange force guided nature in these puzzling ways? These questions stayed without answers, leaving us uneasy. The second bear, now guarding the injured cub, looked at it with care. Sadly, it seemed the cub was already hurt badly. Though saved from immediate danger, it had painful marks from the rough encounter. As the second bear gently held the cub, a sad truth hung in the air. The mysteries of this wilderness were still unsolved. In that quiet part of the wild, a dark secret was whispered through the leaves. A baby cub had suffered at the paws of its own kind. The forest kept its secrets, guarding the mysterious code of nature. Mysteries of iguana survival. The video showed that in a peaceful place, a camera caught a strange and risky show. A tiny baby iguana roamed around, not knowing danger was close. The ground was rocky, with old stones and pebbles telling stories of past struggles. As the hot sun shone down, the iguana felt something bad behind it. It realized shakes were creeping closer. Fear rushed through its small body, triggering its survival instincts. Suddenly, it sprinted through the rocks, confusing the snakes. They couldn't catch it, and their plans failed. But the tale wasn't over. The cunning snakes regrouped for another try. Another iguana, innocent and unaware, walked into their trap. It tried to escape but couldn't avoid the snake's deadly bite. Then, a surprising twist. Another brave iguana appeared. At first, it stopped, maybe pretending to give up. But as the snakes got closer, courage surged. The little iguana outran the snakes, escaping danger and finding its mother. This story shows the mystery of life's delicate balance, where survival and sacrifice hang by a thin thread. It's a captivating scene filled with nature's eternal struggle. Look into the eerie depths of the unknown with our compilation of the 100 most disturbing moments caught on trail cameras. Brace yourself for spine-tingling encounters, from human-faced spiders to cryptid sightings, haunted trail bridges, and epic bear battles that will send shivers down your spine. These chilling snapshots of the extraordinary and the uncanny will challenge your perception of reality and leave you with hair-raising chills. So, gather your courage, for the mysteries of the wilderness await. Spider or something else? The camera captured a chilling video of a cryptic spider, unlike any ordinary arachnid. What made it truly unsettling were the two tiny dot-like eyes and a sinister smiley face etched onto its unsettling visage. This peculiar creature moved with an eerie grace, its 6 spindly legs bending in unnatural ways. Its pallid hue sent shivers down the spine, a far cry from the common insects we encounter daily. This was no run-of-the-mill critter. It seemed like a shape-shifting entity, or perhaps a creature from the darkest corners of the paranormal. As it skulked along, one couldn't help but feel a profound sense of dread. It defied nature's norms, leaving us with more questions than answers. Was it a mere insect in disguise, playing tricks on our perception, or a manifestation of something otherworldly? The video left us with an enigmatic and unsettling presence, an unsettling reminder that the world can be far stranger and more chilling than we dare imagine. Black Phantom. One eerie night, a person recorded a video that uncovered a spine-chilling truth about the supernatural. As the camera rolled in the darkness, it unveiled a mysterious figure lurking in the shadows. The person insisted it was real, but let me tell you, it's not so easy to believe. This eerie entity appeared as a pitch-black silhouette with two menacing horns and eyes that glowed with an otherworldly light. From a distance, it seemed like a group of eerie figures with eerie glowing eyes. But as the camera drew closer, the true horror became evident.
Dude, there's some glowing eyes right there. Camera won't focus on them.
This enigmatic being stood perfectly still, its gaze locked onto the camera with an unsettling intensity. It left us all wondering what on earth, or perhaps beyond it, this creature could be. Was it a deadly creature of the wild or something even more sinister, like a demon from the depths of the unknown? After a tense moment, it slowly turned away, vanishing into the darkness behind the wall. But the horror didn't end there. The door suddenly began to bang with a violent force, as if something were desperately trying to break through. To this day, the mystery of the demon's presence and its ultimate departure remains unsolved, shrouded in an eerie and unexplainable darkness.
Dude, there's some glowing eyes right there. Camera won't focus on them.
The Rake. The Rake is a spooky figure from creepy internet stories. It's super skinny, has no hair and no clothes, and eyes that glow all weirdly. Its fingers are crazy long, like some kind of rake. People think it's got strange powers, and if you see it, you're in for some bad luck. If you're unlucky enough to spot it, you might start seeing it in the corner of your eye, or waking up to it just chilling on your bed, staring at you. It's like a never-ending nightmare that keeps following you around, and that's why folks say it's cursed. So, watch out for that rake, or you might be in for a spooky surprise. Cryptic creature. In 2007, a trail camera in northwest Pennsylvania snapped an intriguing image that continues to baffle onlookers. Many folks who've laid eyes on the photo are convinced it's not your typical wild critter, nor a run-of-the-mill bear. The image reveals distinct features that set it apart from ordinary animals in the region. Despite numerous speculations, a clear-cut explanation remains elusive. Some people suggest it could be an undiscovered species, while others lean towards the idea of a cleverly crafted hoax. Whatever the case, this enigmatic image has sparked curiosity and debate, leaving us with a captivating mystery from the heart of the Pennsylvania wilderness. Mystery encounter in the forest. In the heart of a moonlit night, a solitary man pedaled his bicycle through the thickets of an ancient forest. His reason for venturing into this desolate place remained a mystery, even to himself. The trees loomed like silent giants, their branches casting eerie shadows on the winding path. A chill ran down his spine as he sensed an unsettling presence in the air. As he fumbled with his camera, trying to capture the ethereal beauty of the night, he stumbled upon a sight that defied reason. Amidst the gnarled bushes and undergrowth, a ghostly figure emerged from the darkness. It was draped in a flowing black gown, its form almost translucent. The man's heart raced, and he couldn't tear his eyes away from the ghostly apparition. It stood there, motionless, its eyes like two orbs of pale light fixed upon him. Fear gripped him, and he could hardly believe his own eyes. The encounter haunted his thoughts as he pedaled away from the forest, leaving behind the inexplicable specter. Questions swirled in his mind, and sleep would elude him that night. What had he stumbled upon in that dark wilderness? The enigmatic figure in black remained a mystery, a haunting reminder of the inexplicable wonders that could be found in the depths of the night. The leaping humanoid.
What's up?
What? Oh.
Out of nowhere, a figure that looked like a rope suddenly shot out from behind the bushes, and it left everyone stunned. As they got closer, they saw it was just a person, but the way they leaped was like something out of a magic trick. It was as if they had sprung right out of thin air. This strange sight left everyone scratching their heads, wondering how any regular person could do such an amazing thing. The mystery of this jumping person held everyone's attention, making them wonder just how someone could be so agile and perplexing. The enigmatic leaper remained a puzzle, and people couldn't stop talking about it. Their minds were captivated by this inexplicable show of agility, and they couldn't help but exchange theories and ideas about how it was possible. It was a moment that sparked curiosity and amazement, a reminder that sometimes reality can be just as fascinating as fiction.
What's up? What? Oh.
Curious owls. The drone's camera captured an astonishing sight. 2 owls gracefully soaring through the sky, their purpose shrouded in mystery, or perhaps without any purpose at all. What made them truly intriguing upon closer inspection were their petite, stubby ears, setting them apart in the avian world. These remarkable creatures, adorned in shades of beige and off-white, rode the gusty winds high above, seemingly savoring the sheer joy of flight. The camera diligently documented their every move, for these owls were no ordinary species. They belonged to the rarest of the rare, seldom glimpsed by human eyes. With the wind as their accomplice, they embarked on numerous flights, each landing bringing them back to the familiar field's serene shores. Their enigmatic presence was a spectacle of nature, captivating the observer's heart. In this wondrous display of avian grace, nature had woven a tapestry of curiosity and awe, a testament to the marvels hidden within its realms. This extraordinary sighting reminded us that even in the simplest and most unassuming moments, nature never ceases to amaze, offering a glimpse into its secrets that transcended language and borders, a gift for all to cherish and marvel at. Coward Lagoon. The camera captured a peculiar scene as a lagoon right there in the street was munching on something. Suddenly, its meal tumbled to the ground. Without hesitation, the lagoon bent down to retrieve its food. But a cat crossed its path. In a brave attempt, the lagoon lunged at the cat, only to be met with a fierce counterattack. To everyone's surprise, the lagoon displayed a surprising cowardice. It swiftly retreated, fleeing to protect itself from the cat. Despite its imposing size, fear had gripped the lagoon, and it sought refuge on the house's walls. The sight was eerie indeed, as the lagoon perched there, amazed at its own vulnerability in the face of a mere cat. Nature's mysteries continue to astonish us with their unexpected twists. Terrifying storm. On a dark and terrifying night in Pennsylvania, a dash cam recorded a chilling scene that sent shivers down the spine. In the dead of the night, a horde of young people were seen running aimlessly on the desolate road, as if fleeing from an unknown terror lurking in the shadows. The atmosphere was thick with dread, leaving one to wonder what horrors had transpired. The trees, once proud and sturdy, now stood shattered and twisted, their branches contorted as if by some malevolent force, yet no clear explanation could be found. As the dashcam rolled on, a bone-chilling revelation unfolded. It appeared that a monstrous tempest, perhaps a savage storm or even a hurricane, had descended upon Pennsylvania. The truck's dashcam continued to capture this eerie spectacle, even as the world around it seemed to crumble into chaos. The vision grew increasingly distorted, as if the very fabric of reality was unraveling. The truck fought valiantly to survive the relentless onslaught, but ultimately succumbed, leaving wreckage in its wake. Miraculously, the driver emerged from the wreckage, battered and bruised, but alive.
Resulting in some evacuation.
A lone survivor in the midst of this nightmarish maelstrom. This night, when nature's fury collided with the unknown, would forever haunt the memories of those who witnessed it. The desolation, the darkness, and the inexplicable events that unfolded on that forsaken Pennsylvania road served as a stark reminder of the terrifying power that Mother Nature can unleash, leaving a trail of devastation and fear in its wake. Zebra anomaly. Out in the African wilderness, where wild animals roam free, something strange happened. You know, zebras, those horses with black and white stripes. Well, they usually have bodies covered in those stripes, like zebra fashion. But one day, when the sun was shining bright and the grass was green, a baby zebra showed up, and it was different from all the others. Instead of having neat stripes, this baby zebra had a coat that was almost all black with just a few tiny white dots. Imagine looking up at the night sky and you see just a few stars scattered here and there. That's what this zebra looked like. People who saw it were totally puzzled. If this zebra had been all alone, it would have been really hard to figure out what it was. But it wasn't alone. It was hanging out with a bunch of regular striped zebras, eating grass and doing zebra stuff. People started to wonder what was going on. Was this zebra a special kind of zebra? Did it have a problem with its stripes? Nobody had a clue. But one thing was for sure. It was a zebra, even if it didn't look like the others. So, there it was, this mysterious zebra just munching away like nothing was unusual. It was like a puzzle piece that didn't quite fit. A secret the savannah was keeping to itself. And in the wild, where surprises are hidden in every corner, this unique zebra was a reminder that sometimes nature likes to throw in a twist just to keep us all wondering. Eerie giant figure. In the dark of the night, under the spooky glow of a moon hiding behind ominous clouds, something strange unfolded on the lonely I-90 bridge known as the Kestrel Lake Wildlife Overcrossing. Have you ever felt like you're in a nightmare? Get ready, because the camera caught something so weird that it doesn't make sense and gives you chills. At first, it looked like a giant man, an enormous figure strolling on the bridge. But when the camera zoomed in, it got weirder. It wasn't a normal person. This thing was a massive, distorted version of a human, like a creepy giant. Its arms and legs seemed to stretch unnaturally, moving in a way that felt all wrong, like something out of a horror story. What could make such a freaky creature walk on a bridge meant only for animals? This bridge was supposed to be untouched by people, a place for wild creatures to cross safely. But now, this bizarre being was there, defying the laws of nature. It was so unsettling that it made you doubt your own eyes. The few who saw this couldn't believe it. It was impossible for any regular person to be there. This place was the wilderness's domain, and it showed no mercy to outsiders. Fear and wonder mixed together. What was this thing? Was it a demon or something from another world? Its strange, deliberate movements left a scar mark on everyone's minds. As the night swallowed this strange intruder, leaving only fear behind, one thing was clear. There are mysterious forces and creatures in the darkest corners of our world that we can't explain. They hide in the shadows, ready to challenge what we think is real. Deer in city. We know what happens in the big, busy city where the loud honks of cars and sirens rule the air. Something mysterious happened.
Well, it's been running up and down the length of here for about a week now. We've had multiple calls. Other people have had multiple calls.
It was so strange that people couldn't forget it. A camera captured something weird, a deer strolling the city streets in broad daylight. It didn't make sense. Deer belong in calm forests, not chaotic cities. This deer seemed lost, a wild creature in a human world. curious folks gathered and a brave rescue team arrived. They had a mission: save this bewildered deer and take it back to the peaceful forest. But catching the deer was no walk in the park. It ran through the city like a blur, graceful and fast. The rescue team chased it through the streets, alleys, and roads, leaving everyone amazed.
Cool, control the legs. Need to get the net off and then we can go from there, yeah? Yep. Right, what's he called?
After a relentless chase, they caught the deer. They gave it a calming injection and it seemed to relax. Then they gently placed it in a waiting vehicle. The deer's fearful eyes turned peaceful as if it wanted to go home. They drove to the forest far from the city's noise. They set the deer free and it bounded away into the woods. The team watched, wondering how the deer ended up in the city. It was a question without an answer, adding to the mystery of that unusual day.
Right, it's good enough, man. Set both nets, 2 people on the net.
Black coyote. In the heart of the Texan wilderness, there's a hidden world where nature creates unique creatures. Have you ever explored the mysterious land of Austin, where strange black coyotes wander? In this secretive realm, one of these rare black coyotes known as melanism left its mark. Melanism is like nature's hidden artistry, as elusive as the night itself. Unlike its fellow coyotes, this one has a coat that's as black as the deepest shadows. It's as if nature used the darkest ink to create this enigmatic masterpiece. One day, wildlife officers from the Austin Animal Center set up hidden cameras and captured a sight that left everyone bewildered. They filmed a black coyote standing out in its unique ebony coat, along with 3 adorable pups and a shadowy companion. It was a moment of pure astonishment. Even the wise keeper of the Austin Zoo, who knew the secrets of the wild, was humbled by this extraordinary sight. These creatures, wrapped in the rare mystery of their black coats, are talked about in whispers among those who love nature. They are like a puzzle that science has yet to fully solve. The black coyote's presence in Austin felt like a message from the wild, a reminder of the endless mysteries hidden in the untouched wilderness. As the news spread across the city, questions filled the air. How did this rare creature, a symbol of the night, end up in Austin? Was it a messenger sent to remind us of the hidden secrets in nature? The answers, just like the black coyote itself, remain shrouded in darkness.
You gotta be right there, Dave.
It left the city pondering the mystery of this enigmatic creature, a living riddle that defied easy explanation, as mysterious as the night that gave it life. Unsettling encounter. A woman who loved her 3 dogs clearly decided to film their special moments together. 2 of her dogs lounged peacefully, but the 3rd grew agitated and began barking at something odd. Her curiosity piqued. She aimed her camera at the restless dog and noticed a strange dark shape that resembled a human figure outside the bathroom window. Time passed and the eerie shadow moved, sending shivers down her spine. Fear welled up inside her, and she couldn't help but let out piercing screams. It was a chilling encounter that left her trembling and utterly perplexed. The woman's bond with her dogs had always brought her comfort, but on that unsettling day, her haven had turned into a realm of fear and uncertainty. As the mysterious shadow continued to shift and loom, her once peaceful home felt like an alien place. She clutched her dogs tightly, desperately seeking reassurance from their presence. But the inexplicable encounter had shaken her to the core. It was a moment that would haunt her thoughts for days to come, leaving her with questions that had no easy answers. Haunted Trail Bridge. This little video captured by the camera takes us to a trail bridge along the Santa Ana River, and it's got quite a spooky reputation. People who ventured across the bridge have reported some eerie encounters that have left them with goosebumps. They claim to have heard faint whispers and the hushed voices of men, seemingly emanating from beneath the creaky wooden planks of the bridge. Imagine walking there in the dead of night, and suddenly you're hearing voices that shouldn't be there. It's enough to send shivers down your spine. But the spine-tingling tales don't stop there. Some folks have experienced an invisible force that prevents them from crossing the bridge. It's as if an unseen hand is saying, "Nope, not this way." So they're forced to find an alternative route to cross the river. Now, whether you believe in ghosts or not, there's something undeniably intriguing about a place with such mysterious stories. It makes you wonder what might be hiding in the shadows of that old bridge along the Santa Ana River, waiting to give anyone who dares to cross a spine-chilling experience they won't soon forget. Cryptic Forest Encounter. In the hidden depths of the world, there are strange and mysterious creatures that defy our understanding. These mysterious beings lurk in the darkest corners of existence, escaping our grasp and challenging the very laws of nature. One such creature, a terrifying blend of human and ape, was caught on camera deep within eerie, isolated forest. This nightmarish entity, frozen in time by the camera's lens, stood alone among ancient trees, defying the rational world. Its appearance was a grotesque fusion of human and ape, with a body covered in black fur that seemed to swallow the light, contrasting sharply with its ghastly pale face. What made this encounter even more unsettling was the creature's eerie stillness. It stared into the camera with unblinking eyes, as if peering into the very depths of the viewer's soul. Its eyes, wide against the darkness, held a malevolent gaze that sent shivers down the spines of those who saw it. The air grew heavy with an ominous sense of dread, as if the forest itself recoiled in fear of the creature's presence. No one could fathom where this abomination had come from, and its cryptic purpose remained a mystery. It was an unsolvable enigma, a puzzle without an answer. As the image of this monstrous being spread, it left a trail of fear in its wake. Whispers of the unknown and the macabre swept through the minds of those who saw the photograph. It appeared that our world was darker and more mysterious than anyone had ever imagined, with terrors lurking just beyond our comprehension, waiting to be unearthed from the depths of the unknown. Cat and baby rhino. Once a camera disclosed in a lush forest, a baby rhino faced a sad twist of fate. His dear mother was tragically taken from him, leaving him all alone. But by a stroke of good luck, he found himself at an orphanage in the heart of the forest. At this orphanage, a kind-hearted girl took him under her wing. She saw the potential for love and happiness in this young rhino, and she made a promise to care for him like her very own. As time passed, their bond grew stronger. They became best friends, spending their days playing in the meadows, sharing giggles, and cuddling up together at night, drifting into peaceful dreams. But the magic didn't stop there. The girl had a playful cat of her own, and something amazing happened. This tiny cat and the massive rhino formed an unlikely friendship. In a short time, the cat felt drawn to the gentle giant, and a unique bond blossomed. Together, the girl, the rhino, and the cat formed an enchanting trio. They played games in the tall grass, enjoyed picnics by the babbling brook, and even had their own secret language of purrs and trumpets. To some, their friendship might have seemed strange, but in their world, it was a masterpiece of love. In that forest, a heartwarming story was written, one that proved love knows no boundaries, not even between a cat and a rhino. It was a little weird, yes, but incredibly cute. Gargantuan Unveiled. In a quiet, ordinary town, something truly terrifying unfolded. A massive, wild creature defying all expectations emerged from the depths. It was like a nightmare come to life, a colossal crocodile, a terrifying predator straight out of stories and legends. It all began as a whispered rumor that spread through the town like a spooky mist. Have you ever seen a giant croc? Those words, once kept secret, now united the entire town in fear. This creature, this super crocodile, lurks silently in the murky waters, craving human flesh. The silent camera caught the moment when terror shattered the calm of the town. Houses near the water became unwilling spectators to this unfolding nightmare. Panic surged as the enormous crocodile appeared, having already taken 2 lives and hungry for more. The brave people of this once peaceful neighborhood refused to be victims. They summoned their courage and set out on a daring mission to rid their town of this aquatic monster. But how do you confront a beast of such immense size? It measured about 18 feet, a true giant. The battle that followed was a desperate fight for survival. The crocodile, sensing its impending doom, fought fiercely, sending chills down the spines of those who faced it. In their darkest hour, a glimmer of hope appeared, a plan born of necessity and creativity. They securely fastened the colossal creature to a raft and used ropes to harness the strength of the community. Slowly and painfully, they began moving the monster away from their homes. After countless struggles, they succeeded. The giant crocodile was expelled from the town and returned to the waters it came from. But as it disappeared, it left behind an enduring mystery, a chilling tale that would haunt their memories. How had such a colossal and malevolent force arrived in their peaceful town, lurking in the shadows of their suburban life? It remained an unanswered question, a natural riddle that defied explanation and was forever hidden in the mystery of that fateful day. Deadly encounter. As twilight settled in, a camera silently observed a mysterious scene. A winding river hidden in the moonlight meandered through an untouched forest. Its waters held secrets from ancient times, concealed deep within the heart of the wild woods. A solitary figure emerged, outlined by the dark shadows around him. He clutched a cold, treacherous weapon, its steel gleaming ominously. His eyes, hidden in the darkness, showed a chilling determination devoid of mercy. The camera focused on a creature beneath the river's surface, an enormous crocodile, a relic of the past. Its scales shining eerily in the dim light. With each movement, the river seemed to murmur stories of its ancient lineage. The man's finger tightened, and a thunderous shot pierced the night's silence. The crocodile writhed in agony, a grotesque struggle for survival. The river, once peaceful, turned into a gruesome canvas, its waters tainted with a sinister red. But the man's determination held fast. He fired again, and this time, the ancient beast succumbed to the relentless assault. Its formidable form lay motionless, life extinguished. The forest seemed to mourn the loss of its ancient guardian, holding its breath. A profound stillness enveloped the scene. The river, now without its monstrous inhabitant, reflected the calmness of a world forever changed by the enigmatic man and his deadly weapon. As the camera lingered on this blood-soaked tableau, one couldn't help but ponder the mysteries hidden within the depths of the river and the soul of the man who had dared to confront the untamable. Creepiness unveiled. In a place where technology meets the mysteries we can't explain, motion cameras do a special job. They silently watch over things, especially when night falls. For folks who own homes, these cameras promise safety. They snap quick pictures, capture important moments, and act like alert guards, making you jump when they sense something strange. But they're not just for houses. They venture into the wild places where secrets hide. Deep in the wilds of Sydney, Australia, there's a spooky forest. One night, when the moon refused to shine on the trees, a motion camera saw something eerie. At first, the camera just picked up normal nighttime movements, maybe an animal doing its thing. But then, with a creepy clarity, it showed us something else. Imagine a creature dark as the night itself as it stepped out of a scary story. It stood among the twisted trees, soaking up all the darkness, except for its unnaturally bright eyes. Those eyes gleamed with a wicked light, and they stared straight into the camera like they knew it was being watched. Nobody knew where this terrifying thing came from. It didn't fit with the rules of the forest like it was a ghost from some old legend. Was it a supernatural being, a leftover from ancient nightmares, or just a camera trick? The forest kept its secret, only telling the wind in hushed whispers. This spooky sight left everyone who saw it feeling uneasy. What this strange creature wanted, we still don't know. It's a mystery that's now part of the camera's memory, a memory that gives anyone who looks at it a chilling feeling of the unknown. Crocodile. In a world full of secrets where nature hides its mysteries beneath the surface, there are creatures of great danger. Among them is the crocodile, a living relic of ancient power. This story takes place under the scorching sun, where a tale of fear and fascination unfolds. On a calm river, a small boat drifted, carrying fishermen on a quest for a bountiful catch. They cast their nets, unaware of the lurking danger. The sun's rays shimmered on the water's surface, painting it in gold. Suddenly, as if summoned by an ancient otherworldly call, a massive crocodile emerged from the depths. It was like a scene from a nightmare, with its eyes dark as obsidian, gleaming with a mysterious purpose. The fishermen, so tiny compared to this colossal creature, shuddered with fear. The air grew heavy, and the river seemed to hold its breath. The crocodile, despite its enormous size, moved gracefully toward them. The once friendly sun now bore witness to a terrifying encounter between humans and this ancient reptile. The fishermen, paralyzed by fear, could do nothing as the crocodile's jaws opened wide, revealing rows of sharp, deadly teeth. Time seemed to slow down as the crocodile's head swayed towards them. Like a gruesome pendulum in a sinister dance. Its horrifying features etched themselves in the minds of the fishermen, a living nightmare before them. In that moment, they saw the true power of the wild, where human frailty crumbled in the face of nature's might. The monstrous reptile, its intentions unknown, left an indelible mark on the fishermen's souls, a haunting reminder of the ancient mysteries that still inhabit our world. Daredevil raccoon. Once upon a time, in the heart of the town, a camera recorded a courageous raccoon named Daredevil embarking on an extraordinary adventure. High atop a towering structure, Daredevil teetered on the edge.
This is the real news. You won't see this on the nightly news tonight.
With an adventurous jump, he descended 9 stories. His trip was caught on camera. As he touched the ground, he dashed away, a true local legend in the making. The footage of this valorous raccoon's descent and escape warmed hearts, reminding us all that courage can come from the most unexpected places. The fearless raccoon, daring to reach the top of the building, tried, but to no avail as it lost its balance and tumbled over. Fortunately, luck was on its side, and it miraculously jumped back up as if it hadn't been injured at all. With a determined spirit, Daredevil scampered away in another direction, leaving the onlookers in awe of his incredible bravery and resilience. This small-town hero proved that even the most ordinary creatures can perform extraordinary feats when they dare to defy the odds. Alien captured. One quiet night in a suburban neighborhood, something astonishing happened. Unbeknownst to the homeowners, their trusty Ring camera captured an otherworldly event. The video revealed a group of strange, shimmering beings dancing gracefully on their front lawn under the starry sky. These extraterrestrial visitors seemed to glow with soft, otherworldly light, leaving intricate patterns in the grass as they moved. The residents watched in awe, forever changed by the captivating spectacle of these aliens. The memory of that mesmerizing night, recorded by their Ring camera, remained etched in their minds, a reminder that the universe is full of mysteries waiting to be discovered right in their own suburban backyard. Walking Bear's Mystery. The camera captured an astonishing spectacle that sent shivers down the spines of all who behold it. A black bear strolling effortlessly on its hind legs. It was an eerie sight, a creature of the wild masquerading as a human, defying the laws of nature. The onlookers, their jaws agape, were gripped by an inexplicable blend of fascination and fear. Some speculated that tragedy had befallen the bear, that its front limbs had been injured in some cruel accident, forcing it to adapt this unnerving bipedal gait. Others whispered that it might be a mere 3-year-old cub still discovering the world and experimenting with curious behaviors. The truth remained elusive, veiled in the enigmatic darkness of the forest. With a total length of 250 meters, the bear seemed to stretch on forever, an ominous figure on the horizon. Yet as quickly as it had emerged, the mystery deepened as it resumed its natural quadrupedal stride, vanishing into the obscurity from which it had briefly emerged. Different cameras bore witness to this bizarre phenomenon. Capturing the enigma for extended periods, as if the universe itself had conspired to bewilder humanity. Documentaries proliferated, with experts posting that such a peculiar gait was not beyond the bear's capabilities. Yet the eerie and unsettling nature of the sighting lingered, casting shadows of doubt and fear across the land. Could it be a harbinger of the unknown, or a mere quirk of nature? The mystery endured, leaving us with more questions than answers. Eldritch Forest Encounters. In the dim light of the camera's lens, something terrifying unfolded. In a gloomy pond sat trapped within a creepy old forest. The water looked like a dark mirror reflecting the black sky above, almost like a portal to the abyss. Suddenly, out of nowhere, a horrifying figure appeared. It was not like anything from our world.
I remember.
A weird humanoid lurking in the distant darkness. It glowed with an eerie, unnatural orange light, defying the laws of nature. This creature had a twisted shape, like an orangutan gone horribly wrong. Covered in ragged, mossy clothing, its body contorted into a creepy, hunched posture. Its eyes burned with a malevolent fire that could chill your very soul. Just looking at it sent shivers down your spine. This beast had lived hidden in that sinister forest, far from human understanding. Avoiding science and reason, no one knew where it had come from, and its existence seemed like a macabre mystery. Was it a creature from the depths of darkness, a guardian of forbidden secrets, or a sign of impending disaster? The camera, by pure chance, captured the spine-chilling moment, etching it into history as a tale of terror. The world would tremble at the sight of this unearthly being, and the secrets of that dark forest would continue to haunt the dreams of anyone who dared to see it. In that one eerie moment, fear and dread overshadowed the ordinary as the world glimpsed something beyond comprehension, something that would haunt the soul forever. Fearless raccoons. As the sun slipped below the horizon, the camera captured a fascinating sight in San Francisco's Golden Gate Park. Brave raccoons emerged from the shadows, their agile paws and masked faces adding an element of mystery to the night. They roamed the ground with mischievous grins in their eyes, venturing into the local wilderness with a spirit of adventure.
They're so beautiful. They have that mask. They're ready.
Each step and scurry showcased their adaptability in this urban jungle, reminding us that nature's wonders can thrive even amid the city's hustle and bustle. This peculiar scene sparked numerous conversations among onlookers. Many people were questioned about it, and even a lady with her pet came to investigate, discovering the entire raccoon crew.
They eat apples, they eat just everything. They're so hungry.
These enigmatic raccoons, with their distinctive white stripes and black bodies, small cute faces, and feline-like postures, were a sight to behold. Their presence in the park, easily visible to all, was indeed quite unusual. In Golden Gate Park, as the day surrendered to the night, the raccoons held court, enchanting those who had the pleasure of witnessing their nocturnal escapades. These agile creatures served as a reminder that nature's marvels can flourish amidst the urban tapestry, adding a touch of intrigue to the city's nocturnal landscape. Ghosted Room. In the dimly lit room, the camera's lens captured something eerie and unexplainable. The vast expanse of the pale, white space was shrouded in darkness. But within that obscurity, a mysterious presence emerged. It was a ghostly figure, almost translucent, drifting silently in the room's shadows. This apparition, lacking any discernible weight or form, sent shivers down the spine. As the baby in the stroller awakened and began to play, it seemed to sense the uncanny presence. With tiny hands clutching the stroller's walls for support, the curious infant pulled itself up to a wobbly stand. Just then, the special entity resembling a human but without substance moved eerily behind the child. The camera recorded this chilling encounter, a sight so unsettling that it defied all rational explanation. In the confines of this everyday room, something truly out of the ordinary had manifested. Leaving a haunting impression that would linger long after the recording had stopped. Sneaky Raccoon. Under the silvery moonlight, the camera unveiled a sneaky raccoon that emerged from the shadows on a quiet suburban street. With swift paws and a mischievous glint in its eyes, it approached a solitary trash bag left by the roadside. A camera caught this moment of mischief as the raccoon, moving like a whisper, tore into the bag.
Come on, hey, come on. None of that, none of that.
Unveiling a treasure trove of discarded delights. With food scraps scattered like confetti, the raccoon enjoyed the feast under the shroud of night, a sly bandit in the dark. This unsettling sight wasn't just amazing, but also quite curious and creepy, as it reminded us that even in the stillness of the night, unexpected creatures prowl, turning ordinary streets into mysterious adventures waiting to be discovered. A mystery of a spider. In the dimly lit room, a big, scary spider appeared on camera. This spider was not like the regular ones you see. It was huge and black, lurking in the corner, making the room feel eerie. Its shape was weird and frightening, with many long legs creeping across the wall like spooky vines. The room suddenly felt heavy and scary, like the spider was in charge of the air itself, trapping anyone who came close in a web of fear. Everyone in the room felt very uncomfortable because this spider was no ordinary creature. It was a mystery, something strange and scary that nobody understood. The spider's face was full of secrets, its eyes shining with evil intentions. The room, which used to be a safe place, now felt like a room of nightmares because of this awful spider. People couldn't stop thinking about it, and it seemed to cast a long, scary shadow over their hearts. In simple words, this spider was not normal, and it scared everyone in the room. The room went from a nice place to a very scary one because of this spider. People couldn't stop thinking about it, and it made them very uneasy. A feared panther. One peaceful evening, as the sun disappeared, the doorbell camera suddenly flickered to life. it caught something truly strange. In the fading light, there was a mysterious creature lurking in the yard. Some folks said it looked like a mountain lion. The video was hazy and left the homeowner utterly amazed. Was it a wild visitor or just a trick of the night? This puzzling footage sparked everyone's interest in the neighborhood. People couldn't stop talking about it, and it became a hot topic at the local galleries and theaters. The doorbell camera had unveiled a mystery, and everyone was eager to find out the truth. As days turned into nights, people gathered around screens, hoping for more clues. The community banded together to uncover the enigma. Was it a rare sighting or just a clever shadow? The answer remained elusive. But the excitement of the unknown kept everyone captivated. Best bear fight ever. Deep within the beautiful woods, as the sun painted everything in gold during the evening, a camera zoomed in on something that could make even the coldest hearts feel warm. Two bears, cute as can be, were having a tiff that was fierce, yet oh so adorable. Both bears were super cute, but here's the twist. This wasn't a serious battle. One bear, all puffed up with anger, or should we say, barely contained anger, seemed determined to prove a point. The other bear, looking a bit lost, clearly had no idea how to bear fight properly. Their fight was more like a clumsy dance. The angry bear kept charging at the confused one, maybe trying to give a lesson in bear etiquette. Meanwhile, the innocent bear just kept moving away, not getting the whole idea of this bear showdown. What made it interesting was that the angry bear refused to give up. He chased after the innocent one, determined to win this peculiar contest. But eventually, the innocent bear decided it was time to surrender. He backed off, leaving the angry bear looking like the victor. After their furry clash, the victorious bear proudly stood there while the defeated one dashed into the safety of the woods, probably thinking he was done with bear drama for good. This wasn't just two bears fighting, it was a funny clash of personalities. It left everyone who saw it feeling warm and amused. It's a memory from the woods that reminds us how unpredictable and adorable nature can be. Real-life zombie. On a spooky evening when the sky turned dark, a doorbell camera reported something eerie. In the faint light of the porch, a startling figure appeared. This figure had very pale skin, and its clothes were all torn up. Its eyes were empty, and it moved slowly, but with a purpose. Everyone who saw it felt a shiver down their spine. This was a real-life zombie, something you usually only see in scary stories. It came to the doorstep for a brief moment, making everyone realize that sometimes reality can be just as strange and frightening as fiction. It's important to remember that sometimes things that seem unreal can happen in our own neighborhoods.
A neighbor shared this doorbell video.
This creepy encounter serves as a reminder that the line between what's made up in stories and what's real can sometimes get blurry, especially when the night is dark and full of surprises. Scary doorbell footage. In the quiet of a moonlit night, the doorbell camera silently recorded eerie scenes that sent shivers down spines. A hooded figure, shrouded in darkness, approached cautiously. Another revealed a mysterious ghostly figure passing through an open gate without restriction.
You playing Minecraft.
And then, an unexpected flash of movement captured a group of eerie glowing eyes in the abyss of the night. As the footage unfolds, the sinister events continue to baffle and terrify. The hooded figure's purpose remains a chilling mystery, and the spectral figure's appearance defies explanation. Those unsettling glowing eyes in the darkness haunt the imagination, leaving a lingering fear of the unknown. These doorbell camera recordings open a doorway to a realm where the line between what's real and what's beyond comprehension becomes increasingly thin, leaving us with a sense of disquiet that refuses to fade. In these moonlit moments, the supernatural beckons and our understanding of the world is forever altered. Ghost scare. On that eerie night, the doorbell security camera captured footage that sent shivers down spines. In the pitch-black void of darkness, the camera's lens revealed a spectral presence, a ghostly apparition, hauntingly elusive as it glided through the night. Its ethereal form seemed to dance in the feeble embrace of the moonlight, casting an eerie glow upon the surroundings. As the mysterious specter lingered by the door, the camera's night vision unveiled its spine-chilling features, leaving everyone on edge. The unsettling scrape of this supernatural encounter left a deep sense of frustration and fear, an indelible mark etched into the collective memory of that ominous night.
It's blurred itself. See? So it could be anything.
The enigmatic creature, resembling a swirling ball of snow or a drifting smoke bubble but far larger in scale, added to the surreal and macabre atmosphere. Its presence was an unsettling reminder that the boundary between the natural and supernatural realms could blur in the most unexpected and chilling ways. As dawn finally broke, the lingering sense of the otherworldly slowly dissipated, but the memory of that haunting night would forever haunt the minds of those who witnessed it.
Watch, look at that. And then saw this from his video front door cam.
The doorbell security camera had captured a glimpse into a world beyond our comprehension, where the spectral and the real intertwined, leaving a creepy sense of unease that would never truly fade away. Demon caught on cam. In the deep, dark night, beneath a sky without a single gleaming moon, a brave person's camera captured something eerie. The lens revealed a scary shadow, a creature that looked like a demon with a twisted and terrifying shape, chasing after a frightened deer. The camera's gentle light unveiled this bone-chilling pursuit, with the deer desperately leaping away and the demon's horrifying form creating a scene of pure terror. The footage left everyone who saw it shaken, a chilling reminder that the night hides secrets we can barely understand. It was a moonless night, the kind where darkness blankets everything and the stars twinkle as the only source of light. In this inky blackness, a fearless soul's camera managed to capture something truly unsettling. The lens unveiled this sinister shadow, a figure that seemed like a demon, its grotesque shape and relentless pursuit of a startled deer. The camera's soft light exposed this icy chase, with the deer's frantic leaps and the ghastly form of the demon creating a scene straight out of a nightmare. The footage left all who watched it in shock, a haunting testament to the mysteries concealed in the depths of the night. 2 black bears. In the quiet town of Bell Acres Borough, a pair of black bears caused quite a ruckus. The security camera captured their antics as they sneaked into the area and found themselves a tasty treat: a chicken. With their strong paws and sharp claws, they caught the chicken, but accidentally broke its cage in their excitement. Feathers flew everywhere as they savored their unexpected feast. It was an unforgettable wildlife encounter that gave both the bears and the town's residents a remarkable story to share. The bears' unexpected visit had everyone in Bell Acres Borough talking for days. People marveled at the daring antics of these mischievous creatures, while also feeling sympathy for the poor chicken that became their impromptu dinner. It served as a reminder that even in a quiet town, nature's surprises can be just around the corner. The bears' adventure left a lasting memory and a sense of awe in the hearts of the locals, who now have their very own wild tale to recount for years to come. Squirrels attack on deer. In a truly astonishing video, we witness an unforgettable moment when a plucky squirrel launches an entirely unexpected attack on a much larger deer. The audacious squirrel, seemingly fearless, catapults itself directly into the deer's face. This sudden and daring assault takes the deer completely by surprise, causing it to react in sheer astonishment. Startled and perplexed, the deer's natural instincts kick in as it hastily bolts away from the scene, making a hasty retreat from the tiny but audacious adversary. The video captures a slice of nature's drama, revealing the fearless spirit of the squirrel and the ever-changing dynamics of the animal kingdom. It's a moment that leaves us in awe of the courage displayed by this small creature. And the surprising turn of events that occur when different species cross paths. In the wilderness, such unexpected encounters remind us of the boundless wonders and mysteries that unfold when animals come face to face, showcasing the remarkable and sometimes comical sides of the natural world that continue to captivate our hearts and minds. Forest Spirit. Deep within a tranquil forest, a trail camera recently captured something that's left everyone scratching their heads. The camera recorded a mysterious figure bathed in an otherworldly glowing light. This enigmatic presence possesses a peculiar blend of human-like features, yet it's unlike anything anyone has ever seen before. The image has ignited the imaginations of researchers and the public alike, giving rise to wild speculations. Some suggest it could be a guardian forest spirit. Others entertain the idea of an interdimensional traveler, while a few simply wonder if it's a mere trick of light. The fascination with this captivating footage has spread like wildfire across the globe, fueling a universal curiosity about the uncharted mysteries of the unknown. It's a reminder that even in our modern world, where science and technology often seem to have all the answers, there are still enigmatic phenomena that challenge our understanding. As the world watches and ponders, this silent forest and its mysterious inhabitants continue to beckon us to explore the wonders that lie beyond the boundaries of our knowledge. Beckoning us to embrace the thrill of the unknown. Fearless Bear. In the midst of a bright and sunny day, deep within the dark woods, something truly mysterious unfolded before the watchful eye of a trail camera. What happened on the recording was none other than a majestic and enigmatic black bear. But with a twist, it bore a lustrous coat of brown fur. There it was, strolling leisurely through the woods, cradling a bundle of bushes in its mighty jaws, perhaps a simple meal for the day. The sight was nothing short of captivating, as if the bear had decided to embark on a curious adventure, unhurried and seemingly without any particular destination in mind. Bears, we often think of as endearingly cute creatures, but in that fleeting moment, one couldn't help but be reminded of their untamed nature. For when hunger or anger strikes, these seemingly gentle giants can transform into formidable forces of the wild. A stark contrast of the tranquil scene that unfolded in the dappled sunlight of the woods that day. It served as a powerful reminder that even in the most unexpected of moments, the natural world can reveal its eerie and fascinating mysteries, leaving us in awe of the untamed beauty that resides just beyond our everyday lives. Thank you for tuning in. If you found this video entertaining, don't hesitate to show your support by giving it a thumbs up and subscribing to our channel for even more thrilling content. And remember to ring that notification bell to ensure you're always in the loop for our latest updates. Until next time, stay curious and stay tuned.
Suave, que no se me pierda de vista.
Oh, look at this. Oh, that is so creepy.
Thought to be extinct for decades, the La Palma giant lizard proved everyone wrong when it was seen thriving at the same island. According to the scientists, the decline of this species started about 2,000 years ago, and it was believed to be extinct for almost 500 years. But guess what? The lizards were smart enough to hide themselves from the humans for years before they were rediscovered. It was in 2007 when the first photograph of the species was published in a newspaper, and after that, the evidence just started pouring in. Tasmanian tigers, which resemble a hybrid between tigers and wild dogs, were found all throughout Australia and Tasmania before going extinct. The most bizarre part about this is that people continue to spot and photograph these tigers despite the fact they were declared extinct in 1936. We are unsure of how to interpret the videos and images, despite scientists' repeated claims that they are incapable of being alive. 8 sightings of the tiger have been reported in total over the past few years, with the most recent occurring in July 2019, when a man reportedly found what appeared to be a Tasmanian tiger. On one hand, this bird can be the ingredient for the perfect nightmares for some, while on the other hand, some think of it as a bird coming straight out of a 90s animated movie. Well, whichever side you're on, you will agree with me on how ridiculously terrifying this bird actually is. Also known as the whale-headed stork, these large birds are native to the wetlands of Central and East Africa. They are mostly solitary creatures, which may explain why no one ever sees them. Also, they are on the verge of extinction, so they are being held in captivity till their population is enough to let them into the wild again. One of the most scary rat species ever observed is the Laotian rock rat. This rat was identified as the sole surviving member of an extinct fossil family in 2005, and that species was considered to be extinct for 11 million years. And then the world saw this rat being rediscovered in Laos by experts after years of presumed extinction. Over the past 10 years, the wider Mekong region of Southeast Asia has seen the discovery of over 1,000 new species, which is excellent news for the environment and the globe as a whole. The goblin shark, described as a living fossil, was discovered for the first time in 2000, measuring about 12 feet long and submerged at a depth of 3,600 feet. It is a very rare species that can only be found in the deep, black waters, and in my opinion, just looking at them shows how ancient and frightening they are. According to legend, the goblin shark has been there for 125 million years, hunting and hiding in deep waters where no one has ever been able to find them. The largest vulture and land bird in North America is the California condor. The population of these enormous scavengers drastically decreased during the 20th century, and by the end of the century, they had been declared extinct in the wild. When only a few of them remained in captivity, the US government started captive breeding programs for them, which helped to boost the population. Despite modest and steady growth, there are presently roughly 518 condors worldwide. These adorable little birds were believed to be extinct for 400 years. A bird whose population was endangered by humans saw its number drop from 1 million to 0 in just 20 years. The gray and white Bermuda petrel was thought to be extinct until a teenage naturalist discovered roughly 17 nesting pairs of them. It is incredibly unexpected that a species whose extinction was all but guaranteed has somehow survived, seemingly out of thin air. The environmentalists promptly intervened and saved the birds. As a result of their efforts, there are currently about 400 birds, and ongoing precautions are being made to keep them safe from harm. The huge Komodo dragon, which dates back to nearly 40 million years ago, was obviously going to be included in our list. They are the biggest and heaviest crawling lizards on the planet. These dragons are thought to be the closest living relatives of the dinosaurs, according to many scientists. They were given the title Komodo dragons because of how they looked like a big dragon-like reptile. I mean, the sharp forked tongue does make people think of fire-breathing dragons, so why not? Due to the loss of habitat, the numbers of these dragons started to decline, and then they were taken in captivity. Currently, there are approximately 3,000 Komodo dragons still being held in captivity for safety's sake. The last mammoth found frozen had passed away around 10,000 years prior, and mammoths have been extinct for thousands of years. In Siberia, another one was found completely frozen, and an extensive analysis revealed that its flesh was still fresh. The cells displayed signs of life, which was fantastic news for the researchers. Since the DNA was discovered to be intact, there are allegedly excellent possibilities that researchers will be able to bring this enormous prehistoric creature back to life. Aside from this, how could we forget to mention the claims of woolly mammoth sightings? However, we are unsure of their authenticity. You make the decision. Gharials are considered to be one of the oldest animals to have ever lived on Earth, with the oldest fossil dating back roughly 200 million years. Gharials, also known as gavials, are closely related to crocodilians and have long, narrow, sword-like mouths that are packed with vicious teeth. However, because the modern gharials are the last of their species and have been classified as critically endangered, extra attention is being given to the ones in captivity and are still alive. This shark travels through the water like a snake, waving its body until it comes across its chosen prey, which it often snatches and swallows whole. It appears to have given up on evolution and is content with its scary primordial traits. It has beady green eyes and crinkly brown skin, giving the appearance of a living relic. Its rows of razor-sharp, needle-like teeth are perfect for slicing apart soft-bodied squids, but if they get close enough, it will also gladly eat other fish and sharks too. Frilled sharks have long made an effort to avoid humans. Still, if you're looking for one, they can be found deep in both the Pacific and Atlantic Oceans. One of the strongest and most violent creatures on Earth is the musk oxen. If you don't believe me, you should sometimes watch this animal fighting over harems. They are so heavy and aggressive that even the ground starts to shake when they fight. Now, you must be wondering why it's on the list. Well, musk oxen have been roaming on the Earth for about almost 187,000 years. And while they have been, and went almost extinct in the 1800s, thankfully, the researchers and wildlife workers took action, and after being captive for years, their population grew. For now, they can be found in Alaska, if you ever wanted to go see them someday. Now, for those who don't know, Titanoboa was a species of the largest snakes on Earth, and according to the scientists, it has long been extinct. Everyone agreed with them, until some videos hit the internet and immediately went viral. People were shocked to see a huge snake which totally came under the characteristics of a Titanoboa lying on an island. To me, this clip does not look fake at all. The Baiji dolphin, also referred to as the beautiful goddess, was the first dolphin to ever be classified as extinct. Even though it horrified them, humans were directly to blame for the demise of such a beautiful creature. When people thoroughly searched the whole Yangtze River and were unable to see or hear any dolphins there in December 2006, the dolphins were officially declared extinct. However, there were a few dolphin sightings in 2007 following that. Therefore, there is a good likelihood that a family of Baiji dolphins still living in the ocean and undiscovered may exist. It has been known for about 30 years that this rare mammal, which swallows its eggs and raises its young in the stomach before giving birth through the mouth, has gone extinct. But we can assure you that that is no longer the case. The world was astounded by the remarkable amphibian's reproduction technique when it was first discovered in Australia in 1972. The mother frog's amazing capacity to transform her gut into a womb is amazing. And she has a gut that can digest between 20 and 25 tadpoles easily. Although intensive field searches were conducted, no more wild specimens were ever discovered after the last one was spotted in 1979 or 1981. The black leopard, also known as the black panther, is a melanistic color variant of the leopard and the jaguar, and as such, is not recognized as a separate species. Nevertheless, both species were formerly believed to be extinct. This very well could have been caused by the way that melanistic leopards are born, as opposed to being a separate species. Black leopards are only often developed when two recessive alleles in the leopard combine, since this particular gene is so rare. Although black leopards are significantly rarer than black jaguars and are frequently grouped together, there isn't much that scientists can do to help these cats. They will likely always remain quite uncommon. The cassowaries, which are directly related to dinosaurs, are thought to be roughly 60 million years old. These towering, vibrant, bipedal birds have a huge slab-like ornament on top of their heads, and their feet have sharp claws that resemble daggers. They are extremely dangerous animals, with a reputation for killing and attacking humans. Hence, they are referred to as the modern dinosaurs. The tapirs have been a part of the planet's ecosystem for 20 million years, dating back to the Oligocene epoch. They haven't evolved much since the prehistoric era. Their body and lip shapes are identical to those of the first fossils of this kind discovered. With the exception of their long, elephant-like nose, which they use to hook food into their mouths, they resemble pigs. Although quite weird, tapirs had to be included in today's list because they are one of the most prehistoric animals who survived every risk of extinction and are still alive. These white rhinos, often known as square-lipped rhinoceros, were lost in the 20th century. The white beauty, the second largest mammal on Earth and the most gregarious of all rhino species, was thought to be extinct by scientists in 1985 because they had been unable to locate it. However, researchers were shocked to discover a little group of roughly 20 rhinos living someplace in South Africa when they went to investigate the area. The scientists preserved and cared after these, but sadly, there are now only 2 left. However, researchers do intend to use Najin, who was born in captivity in 1989, and her mother to implant embryos made from their egg cells. Let's just hope we get them back in the wild and free soon. The most well-known species to have survived extinction is the American bison, also referred to as the American buffalo. In the 19th century, bison were on the verge of extinction. Since then, numerous reintroduction programs have attempted to increase their population. Thanks to these efforts, there are currently about 300,000 bison living throughout North America, with an additional 15,000 bison roaming free. Although they are far more widespread than they were a century ago, they are nevertheless considered a vulnerable species, since their range has been greatly limited and their population is much below its historical peak. The Steller sea lion is the largest member of the sea lion family. From Japan to California, they used to be commonplace throughout the northern Pacific. However, for unexplained reasons, their western population fell by 80% after the 1970s. In 1997, they were on the verge of extinction, but thanks to conservationists' work, a sizable percentage of the population has revived. However, due to the ambiguous state of their recovery, the IUCN still lists Steller sea lions as a near-threatened species. The enormously big Galapagos tortoises measure around 919 pounds each. They are not only big, but they may also easily live for 200 years. These tortoises became extinct in the 20th century, despite having such enormous advantages. In just a few years, they plummeted from having a population of 250,000 to just 15. They were eventually declared to be nearly extinct, up until conservationists took in the last 15 animals, and the captive breeding program enabled the survivors to reproduce more frequently. This species that survived the threat of extinction is currently thought to number 15,000 in the wild. They remain susceptible because of their slow development rate, delayed physical maturation, and differences among island species. Because of the relatively small population and infrequent sightings, the Cuban solenodon was long believed to be extinct. It was proclaimed extinct in 1970. However, after being spotted, it was found again in 1974. The scientists are not to blame. After all, can they? Being so tiny, it might be perfectly hidden. Why else would they assume it was gone? These odd, helmet-shaped creatures have been living on Earth for over 445 million years, whether you believe that or not. Horseshoe crabs were plentiful around the ocean shorelines back then, when no one else could be located. They may have seen the first dinosaurs, the Ice Age and everything, and possibly were there even before that. God only knows how they've endured everything for this long. Wondering why the pandas are mentioned here? Well, the wild panda numbers are finally rebounding after years of decline. In September 2017, the International Union for Conservation of Nature announced that pandas had been upgraded from endangered to vulnerable. Before then, their numbers were continuously declining, and due to that, they were taken into captivity and thrived there. For now, they are still usually kept and taken care of by humans. If in the wild, the risk still remains that they will go extinct. Originally characterized by fossils found in the 1930s and dating back to millions of years, The peccary is a huge, hog-like animal. This is unusual, since scientists had an image of the animal in their minds when they discovered that it was still alive and thriving, living in the Chaco region of Argentina. The peccary was actually well known to the local natives, but it wasn't until the early 1970s that Western scientists realized that the animal was actually still alive and well. It is the last species of its genus, and just about 3,000 of them are currently known to exist. The takahe is the largest surviving member of the rail family and a native flightless bird to New Zealand. When a living bird was captured and brought to Europe, the species was thought to be extinct when the specimen died 50 years later. However, the takahe was rediscovered by a scientist in an isolated valley, and the species is now managed by the New Zealand Department of Conservation, with predictions about their revival. These birds were heavily hunted by the indigenous Maori people, but Europeans did not name and classify them until 1847, and only from fossil bones in 1850. You might not expect to see a crested gecko on this list, but there is a sizable pet market for them in Western nations and among reptile groups. Despite this, it is illegal to own a crested gecko without a license, because they are a protected species that were thought to be extinct until they were rediscovered in 1994 by a researcher. The species was first discovered in 1866 and was incorrectly classified twice before being finally correctly placed in the current genus. Their name refers to their eyelashes, and they are not related to most other species of geckos. Despite being extinct, this gecko is now found in large numbers both in the wild and in the pet trade. The pygmy tarsier, often referred to as the mountain tarsier or less spectral tarsier, is an Indonesian native nocturnal primate. Although it was thought that the species had disappeared in the 20th century, it was rediscovered in 2000 when Indonesian scientists accidentally killed one while trapping rats. They have since been found in more substantial numbers, though they are still incredibly rare, and they are believed to be monogamous, sticking with just one partner. It lives in areas with very low vegetative species diversity, meaning that if just a few of the plants within the area die off, it could be extremely bad for the species. We all think of dogs as the cutest pets of all, don't we? Well, you might want to change your mind after seeing Stucky the mummified dog. A logging crew came upon this stunningly preserved dog while doing their usual work in the forest. Trapped inside a hollow tree trunk, shielded from predators, insects, and every element, this hound dog was preserved by nature itself. The mystery remains as to what might have happened to the dog, but there are theories about it, saying the dog might have somehow gotten stuck and then died as a permanent part of the oak tree. Doesn't it look creepiously wonderful? Before moving any further, like this video, subscribe to our channel, and hit the bell icon so you can keep watching our amazing content. Jungles and mysteries are the things which always go together. There is no separating these two. And one of the creepiest mysteries remains this one. A man was walking past the woods when he came across a creepy place. A place where many baby dolls, naked, were tied to the trees. Now, I don't know what you guys might think, but I'll surely have a heart attack if I ever came across such a sight in the middle of the forest. And the creepiness doesn't just end there. Along with the dolls, there was also a Ouija board. What do you think? Was someone trying to summon the dead? Or maybe the devil himself? These engineers, I swear, they come up with new and weird ideas every day. I wonder what they actually study while getting their degrees from colleges. For instance, this retired electrical engineer in the US state of Oregon has built a Boeing 727 aircraft between dense forests and made it his home. When he was 20 years old, he bought a piece of land in the forest for 20,000 euros, where he wanted to create new things from old goods. Initially, he thought he would build a house through cargo vans. It's a cool thing to be found in the middle of the jungle when you're lost there, no? A light from afar, and when you go near, a whole plane house. It isn't just a fortress, it's the 8th wonder of the world. Also known as the Lion Fortress of Sri Lanka. This fortress was built high above on a big rock in the 5th century, like thousands of years ago, and it is something, no matter which century you're in, you'll find it amazingly beautiful. Perched on a slab of rock that juts dramatically over the forests of central Sri Lanka, Sigiriya is as imposing a sight now as it must have been when it was first built by a fierce king. It was once lost and all covered by the forest, and then rediscovered in the 19th century, and eventually became the main tourist attractions in Sri Lanka. In a jungle somewhere in Russia, a woman came across a weird creature. Or should I call it a weird dead creature? It is said that it might be taking its last breaths when the woman came across it. She took it back to her home and told others it was her baby. That creature was alive but didn't live long. When other people saw what the woman had, they were shocked as the creature looked nothing like a human. They have been calling it an alien's baby, but nothing is for sure, and the mystery still remains unsolved. These people, or should I start like these poor people, were living their lives in peace away from all the mess humans had created everywhere else. And then, a tourist illegally visited the isolated North Sentinel Island and died. That is when the world turns its attention to these people. They were discovered, and their peace was ruined. This island is basically a small one, and is off the main shipping routes and covered with shallow reefs. Though after getting the world's attention, it came to be known that they were not so isolated actually, and that people have tried visiting the tribe before as well, and every time, it has turned out bad for either the group or the person visiting. I guess we need to leave them alone. If they're happy isolated, why not just let them be? This B-17E bomber was found lying silently in the middle of the jungle when a man captured it on his drone. So he went to see what the condition of the plane was from the inside, as it looked quite okay from the outside. After inspecting it all, he wanted to get it shifted, but what he did not know was all those years in the jungle, the water and everything. The plane wasn't really in the condition to be moved from its place in one piece. The wing fell off, and yet somehow this man managed to get the pieces of the plane to his ship. This humpback whale was found in Brazil. This 36-foot whale was pretty far from the beach, which created a sense of mystery among the people who watched it. According to the scientists, the creature might have died in the water and could have been carried with the high waves, landing far from the ocean. But is that so? Amazon being the strangest place of all, we can't say for sure what nature is up to in there. On the very first look, you might consider them as some kind of Titanoboa fossils. But believe me, according to the researchers, they are just rocks, perfectly shaped as snakes. In Thailand, Phu Lanka National Park sits a large rock which is famous among tourists as it looks like a large serpent resting peacefully. For locals, it was a real giant snake once, and for others, it is a snake cursed by someone, and that's how it became a rock. The myths, the mysteries, and the legends never die, do they? But won't it be really cool if it really is a big snake just sleeping and waiting for the right moment to walk and slither around the world? What do you think? Nope, this isn't some fairy tale. This is a real sculpture garden built 2,000 feet above sea level in a subtropical rainforest in the Sierra Gorda Mountains of Mexico. It is termed as the surrealist paradise of Edward James, and it is a place where unpredictability is said to be lying at every corner. It was built in the 1940s by having the 20th century's surrealist art in mind. And even though not discovered but created, this garden deserved to be included in this list, as it's one of the most bizarrely beautiful places to be found in the middle of the forest. In the middle of the lower jungle of Amazon, there lies a river which burns every day and every night. The boiling river is the hottest river in the whole world. Some fault-fed hot springs beneath the earth provide water for this river. The water in the river seeps deep into the earth, heats up underground, and resurfaces through faults and cracks. Many animals have been killed by being burned to death by the water, which is blazing hot. So it is advised to just take in the scene from a distance and stay away. What would you do if you came across hundreds of mirrors shaped and carved in the shape of humans in the middle of a jungle? Well, try not to run for your life, because it might just be a kind of art someone might have set up in the jungle, And if you really want to see it, you can go to Scotland, UK, and try to find it. Call it the parasite or the zombie ant fungus. This thing is just next level. It literally hijacks the body, the brain of its ant host, and after inviting itself into the brain of the ant, it makes the poor ant into doing things like climbing trees and moving here and there. It feeds on the nutrients and makes the ant's head to its home. Doesn't it sound like something straight out of a horror movie? As if the spiders themselves aren't creepy enough that they are developing techniques that are even more weird. For instance, this one. This spider builds a decoy of itself by arranging debris along specialized silk strands in a symmetrical form that gives it a form of almost exactly a large spider hanging on the web. It isn't just enough to fool the animals or insects. It is actually more than enough to fool a human caught off guard as well. And the worst part will be that it isn't even real, and the real spider is very near hidden away. These insects have pretty much become insane artists. At first glance of this bird, you might mistake it for an owl, for it resembles one quite a bit. But believe me, apart from the little bits of looks, it is nothing like an owl. They are famous for their creepy calls, and there are 7 species of these Potu birds, and every species has its own creepy sound. The most terrifying call is said to be of the northern Potus. But, well, they are more famous for their facial features than their voices, I suppose. Well, of course, those googly eyes are, of course, going to be the ultimate meme material. Do let us know what you guys think about these creepy birds. Also called the Yoda bat, and named for its resemblance to the Jedi Master with equally smiley eyes. This tube-nosed bat was discovered around 2009. A shy animal by nature with huge eyes, spotted wings, and a tubular nose is what makes this bat unique in its own way. These bats are a small species of fruit bat found along the coasts and ranges of eastern Australia and New Guinea. These nimble bats are rarely encountered by humans due to their elusive behavior and effective camouflage. Typically a rainforest species, tube-nosed bats feed on a variety of native and exotic fruits, nectar, flowers, and pollen, making them effective seed dispensers and pollinators within the Australian ecosystem. The pygmy marmoset, or miniature monkeys, remain one of the weirdest discoveries ever. Native to the Amazon basin in South America, these mini monkeys live in tropical evergreen forests. They are said to be the smallest monkeys in the world yet, cause we don't know what still might be out there. These weird creatures just keep coming in. Okay, well, about these mini things, they are so small they can easily fit into an adult's hand and have an average weight of less than 120 grams. They do look kinda cute though. I don't know if we can get them as pets. I may still try nonetheless. It was not a titanoboa, or perhaps it was. We don't know for sure. In the middle of the Amazon forest, these men were enjoying their day on their boat when a huge snake started following them. They quickly moved away, but damn the curiosity we humans have. Even when they moved away and the snake stopped following them, they had to go back and grab it by its tail. The snake might have swallowed something very large, or it might have just flipped out and eaten them both. We need to stay away from danger sometimes. Not everything is to go and investigate for. Covered perfectly by nature, overgrown by the jungle, the Lost City was once a thriving capital of the Mayan civilization. It was so flawlessly hidden from the eyes of anyone for years. But then, an archaeologist in search of the white jaguar went too deep into the jungle and instead found this city. It consisted of stepped platforms topped by masonry structures, ranging from great temple pyramids and palaces to individual house mounds. This settlement was found to be about 1,100 years old. It remains a mystery how the city remained in such perfect condition for so many years. Apart from the Amazon forest, Vietnam and its jungles aren't coming any slower either when it comes to strange discoveries. For instance, this entry. A man who spent 41 years in isolation in the Vietnamese jungle. Ho Van Lang first fled to the jungle in 1972, along with his father. It was during the Vietnam War, and he returned back to the civilization in 2013. He and his father spent 41 years surviving off of plants and wild animals, and lived in a timber hut under the ground. Unfortunately, both him and his father have died, but they still remain as the perfect example of real-life Tarzans. Call it the most mysterious mystery ever, or call it God throwing his marbles on Earth. The presence of these perfectly shaped stone spheres is just amazing. On the small island of Costa Rica, there are over 300 spheres. To give you the background check, a fruit company in search of land accidentally came across these huge stones. They were shocked as they were so perfectly shaped and weighed around 16 tons each. Are they the work of some extinct civilization? Or aliens left them here? Or is it the work of God? Let us know what you guys think in the comments below. The Amazon rainforest as a whole is full of mysteries, not the least of which is what exactly is inside of it. But one mystery that stands out in most people's minds is the mystery of the Amazon rings. These huge ring-like ditches were uncovered by deforestation, and since then, there has been much discussion about these rings, not the least of which is who made them and what their purpose is. Other questions include when they first appeared in the Amazon, and whether or not they were there before the Amazon ever came to be a study. It remains as one of the unsolved mysteries up to this day. Out of all the strange discoveries humans ever made in the jungle, the award for the deadliest cuties goes to this entry. These attractive-looking frogs are not something you should take a chance getting close to, despite seeing some of the most gorgeous and vibrant colors on the planet. These are regarded as among the planet's most toxic species. They are widespread in South and Central America and possess enough poison to swiftly kill 10 adult men in about 10 minutes. So if you see a tiny frog with a lovely color, try to avoid touching it. The White City of the Monkey God is a fabled location that is claimed to have been in Honduras. The Spanish are said to have caught a glimpse of it while they were there, but they never saw it again. In 2015, a group of explorers thought they had found the so-called White City, which was given its name in reference to pillars that were rumored to have existed. As a result of their research, they discovered structures and artifacts that had been sucked up by the jungle and ended up with a documentary revealing secrets of an ancient indigenous culture that may be over 1,000 years old. But is it really the Lost City? Or is the Lost City still lost somewhere? These might not be as huge as the dragons in the myths. Still, these blue dragons are one of the strangest creatures to ever be discovered in a jungle. Despite the fact that they won't appear to be harmful or lethal at all, they are incredibly poisonous. The blue dragons have been living on Earth for a long time, unlike what humans initially believed when they were found. They are also known as the Masters of Disguise, and they have powers that are unmatched by any other animal on the planet. They are not poisonous on their own, but when touched, they unleash poison that is stored in their bodies. Unless you approach them too closely and provoke them, they are typically not dangerous. When you first see them, they could seem cute, but take caution, since these bats are actually tiny vampires who hunt at night and drink blood. They typically prey on small animals, but if you are near, they might also suck your blood. So if it's nighttime and you're in the jungle, you should take caution and keep an eye out for any danger. Giant centipede. This centipede, also known as Scolopendra gigantea, is one of the biggest ones in its genus. It is found in South America, particularly in the Amazon and the Caribbean, and can reach a maximum height of 12 inches or more. It is renowned for being the most venomous centipede, apart from its size, and it feeds on various creatures, including insects. It is a carnivore and a fierce attacker, feeding on practically anything it encounters, even bats. They are also dangerous to humans, as the proper amount of venom injected into the body can result in excruciating pain, chills, swelling, fever, and death. This picture was taken from a video of Belle P-39, which was found and recovered from Lake Martyor within the Arctic Circle. She was given to Russia as part of the Lend-Lease program. Piloted by Lieutenant Ivan Baranovsky, an engine failure on a mission in 1944 caused her to crash in the lake. As it was used in World War II, it was a big thing to have found it all in one piece, lying peacefully deep under the lake. Deep in the Argentine jungle, archaeologists discovered a hideout where there were ruins of house-like structures, all abandoned and isolated. Upon investigating the ruins, the remains, and whatever else was found to be there, the researchers came to the decision that it might be a Nazi safe haven at one time. According to different theories and myths, the Argentinian government made a deal with Germans and brought hundreds of them here to train, while others say that the Germans went too deep into the Argentinian jungles in search of refuge. Hundreds of sayings are there, and one of them must be true, as this discovered hideout remains as the concrete proof of it. Considered as one of the biggest ancient cities to ever be discovered, the megacity of Angkor is located in Cambodia. The city and its surrounding areas may have housed up to 1 million people, and at its height was considered the largest city in the world. Mostly known for its enormous Buddhist temple complex, it was built in the 12th century, after which it went lost and then was rediscovered in 1840 by some French explorer. Considered as a masterpiece of both architecture and engineering, Machu Picchu is a testament to the power and ingenuity of the Inca Empire. Built without the use of mortar, metal tools, or the wheels, Machu Picchu stands as an archaeological wonder of the ancient world. But why was it built and then deserted? The question remains. A guy was recording the surroundings at the beach when he suddenly saw a big tail in the waves. He turned his camera towards it, and we saw a mermaid struggling to get back into the water. The guy tried following her, but then she disappeared into the water in less than a minute. This mysterious 12-inch creature might not look like the ones you've seen in the movies, but we can say that this is what a real mermaid must have looked like. It is said to have been caught in the Pacific Ocean around the 18th century and was mummified by the locals. For now, it is being kept in a museum in Japan, where hundreds of tourists visit it every day. This mermaid, or some creature which looks like it might be a mermaid, appeared on a dock in broad daylight, leaving the onlookers in shock. Half bald, weirdly moving, this thing was maybe caught or trapped in something, as it wasn't going back into the water. It was first posted on Facebook by a man from India, and in a few hours, it had gained thousands of views, all debating about the authenticity of the video. Let us know what you guys think. At first, it will look like some people gathered in a place looking over something. But if you look closely and we zoom in a bit, you will see a creature lying dead. It was found by the divers deep in the ocean, and as soon as it was brought out, it stopped breathing. The curious onlookers just stood there in shock that what they were seeing was actually real. To be honest, I think this might be a real mermaid, and the fact that this news was covered up and no comments were made by authorities makes me even more suspicious. In the middle of the sea, this paddleboarder was taken by surprise by a mermaid when she flipped his board over with her tail. He was forced into the water, but hurriedly got back on his board, and the mermaid was seen swimming away as her tail emerged from a little far. And after that, the mysterious mermaid was never seen again. A man was enjoying the peace and the calmness of the ocean on a very normal day, when suddenly he suspected that something was very near him. He started inspecting the area, looking under and over the water, but nothing seemed to appear. And then a second passes and a glowing tail appears on the screen. The man gets so shocked and tries to swim his way out of the water, and that is when the camera captures another glimpse of the creature swimming away from the guy. Now that was the scariest mermaid encounter ever recorded on camera. If you still don't believe that mermaids are real, well, you can look at this clip from a documentary. It shows the process of how mermaids must have lived among the scary sharks. We see a mermaid sacrificing itself just to save the other ones. This shows how they used spears to kill fish, and the spears are exactly like the ones we showed previously in the video. What do you think? This beautiful mermaid was captured on a camera while swimming in the ocean. She probably had no idea that someone was filming her, as the person kept trying to hide behind a rock wall so that the mermaid wouldn't notice him. Isn't she just the most beautiful mermaid you've ever seen? On a pretty sunny day, a guy got a chance to capture a real mermaid lying on a rock. She must be so tired of being under the water all the time that she thought it would be a good idea to get out of it and get some sunlight. And that is exactly what she did. The beautiful fish-like tail and the hair make her look so mesmerizing. Call it a mermaid, or call it some weird deep-sea creature. For me, this might be what a real-life mermaid looks like. It had a tail and webbed claws like a fish, and the head and the teeth make it look really weird. It is said to be caught and killed by a fisherman in the Philippines, and then brought to shore. They said it was its voice which got their attention, and that is when they decided to chase it and capture it. This unaware mermaid was caught on camera while chilling on the beach. The guy who recorded it was pretty far from the mermaid, and she probably was just too busy sunbathing to notice anyone near her. Her blonde hair, golden brown tail, and the way she lays there can make anyone stop and stare at her forever. And that is how these mermaids trap their victims. So do not go near if you ever find a beautiful mermaid lying on the beach. Never. Two friends were having a good time on a beach when they saw something which shocked the hell out of them. A mermaid, which might have been swimming there, as soon as it spotted the guys, made a big dive back into the water. Though the guys didn't really know that it was a real mermaid at the spot, the camera recording later showed them how close they were to such a fantastic creature. Dolphins are creatures which can befriend anyone, be it humans, animals, or even mermaids. And you will know after watching this video where a mermaid was spotted swimming among the dolphins. They were seen having a really good time in each other's company, and the mermaid was so involved with the dolphins that it didn't even notice that someone was recording her. When two researchers were on their way to investigate the deep waters, they didn't know that they would encounter something straight out of the mythical world. While recording the water from inside the submarine, they managed to capture a mermaid-like thing on their camera. Just 2 minutes of video were shown, but it was enough time for viewers to watch an odd object move in front of the submarine's glass window. The webbed hands and the human-like face were enough for them and for the whole world to know that it was nothing but a mermaid itself. Another piece of proof that mermaids exist can be seen in this video. The species can be spotted swimming next to the waves in the ocean. It definitely has a mermaid aspect because of the long human arms and tail that look like a fish. Despite the lack of a credible source, the clip claims to show a mermaid sighting. In Cape Town, mermaid sightings have been reported frequently. A mermaid can be seen swimming around a beach in this video before others see her and become alarmed. As soon as the humans spotted her, they thought of it as a human with a mermaid tail, but upon closer look, it was not a human. And then they screamed and ran for their lives, believing it to be a real monster. Mermaids usually do not come near humans, but this one might be a rebellious one. Don't you think? This short clip shows a mermaid swimming lazily in the water. It might have been so involved in it that she didn't notice a camera there recording her. This clip was recorded pretty deep under the water, so it is not possible for a human to be there all swimming by herself. I think it might be a real mermaid. When a man was having the time of his life swimming peacefully in the quiet ocean, he happened to come across a mermaid. Just like the man, she herself was enjoying her alone time. so they both kind of ruined each other's peace. Though the man got a recording for himself, and the mermaid just had to run away from the annoying human. The woman who yelled in joy after spotting a mermaid in this video seems to have had a real-life encounter.
F***ing mermaid. F***ing mermaid!
She may have thought that she was seeing a mermaid, but still, that is not enough to prove that the mermaid is real. There have been conflicting opinions on this film. Some claim that it is simply an actress practicing for her part, while others assert that actresses do not venture so far out into the sea without their team and other crew members to support them. Don't you think an actress wearing a mermaid tail alone in the middle of the ocean is a little strange? At first glance, it appeared to be possibly a bag caught between the rocks. However, the creature suddenly leapt into the water. Since plastic bags couldn't jump that high the last time I checked, we can be confident that it wasn't just a bag. According to the man who captured the video, it was definitely a mermaid. This is allegedly a leaked video from a 2003 UK Coast Guard nighttime rescue exercise, where the two guards saw a mermaid. At first, they thought it was a seal, but one of the guards was sure that it was something else. They were discussing this when suddenly a strange creature came out of the water, and it had an upper body and face like a human, and a tail. Given how the object popped out of the sea in front of the camera, the Coast Guards must have been terrified to death. They deserve some credit for remaining in place. In Minnesota, a group of medical professionals and security personnel were seen acting strangely. If you examine the video closely, you can see two doctors scooping up a body off the ground with their arms, moving it to the men standing by with a stretcher, and then placing the body on it. After finishing it, they return to the location where they found it to make sure there is nothing left. Then they go without leaving any trace that anything out of the ordinary occurred. I don't know whether you noticed, but that creature's tail had an exact resemblance to a typical mermaid's tail. Despite the poor quality of the video, that tail is clearly visible, which, in my opinion, suffices to establish that it was a mermaid. This video might be a little blurry and with no lights as it was captured at night, but you can see a weird creature lying on the beach. No one knows how it got there, and the people who first saw it thought that it was a big fish which washed ashore. But they were shocked to see that it was a real, alive mermaid lying right there. Maybe the net it was trapped in brought it there, or maybe it just wanted to escape the sea. Let us know what you guys think. In this short video, we observe a boy discovering a tiny skeleton of some sort. It was a truly horrific find, since the boy dropped the skeleton right away and ran from the scene because he was so scared by the discovery. The youngster shuddered in response to the terrifying event, which suggests that it was real. This is the first time we have actually seen something of a baby mermaid, as all we have previously seen is evidence that mermaids exist in their adult form. What do you think? Was that the skeleton of a newborn mermaid? Or was it a fake? What did you initially think after watching this video? Doesn't that resemble a group of dolphins? I mean, everyone immediately believes this before paying closer attention. This footage was obtained by a drone at Dana Point, California. The moment it was first uploaded to YouTube, the entire world was in shock. When it received millions of views, people began discussing it because they believed it offered convincing proof that mermaids exist. The animals initially appear to be dolphins, but their splashing and water movements show that they have arms that resemble human arms. The fisherman, who was out on the river hoping for a pleasant day and hoping to capture as many fish as he could, instead came across a strange-looking creature with a human-like body and a fish-like tail. The man quickly recognized the thing as a mermaid. The monster lay on the beach, its white body showing, and it appeared to be dead at the time. Quickly reaching for his phone, the fisherman captured the amazing scene on camera. When the video went viral, the majority of viewers voiced their amazement and disbelief at what they saw. Even the existence of mermaids was questioned by some people. While snorkeling in the tunnels close to Cancun, Mexico, a man came upon a genuine mermaid. He was the only diving tourist with a camera among a huge bunch. He was shooting a network of caves underwater when he noticed a passing mermaid. The camera lens caught the silhouette of the fabled creature, which was in fact a mermaid, because it was dark beneath the water and there were just a few rays of light coming from above. This video has quickly become one of the most compelling pieces of evidence for mermaid existence. While collecting garbage and debris from a beach after a hurricane, the cleanup team discovered already died and that the hurricane had caused the seas to throw her body on the shore. Nobody knows what happened to the mermaid or where she is now. Perhaps other mermaids picked up her body off the beach as the cleaners ran away in terror. This original video has received millions of views and is regarded as one of the most solid and compelling examples of mermaid existence to date. Some fishermen noticed an unusual catch in their nets while fishing in choppy waters. If you look closely, you can see a monster with a statue that resembles a human being at one point in the net. The hand of the creature emerges, but it was not a typical human hand. Instead, it was webbed, precisely as one would predict a mermaid's to be. No human can survive alone in such harsh weather and turbulent water deep in the ocean. It had a mermaid-like body, right down to the thin covering of skin connecting its fingers. A boy was taking videos of his surroundings when he unintentionally captured a merman on film. When the child interrupted the merman's alone time and forced him to return to the water, he was probably simply also enjoying some alone time. The child, on the other hand, appeared somewhat frightened when the camera he was holding began to tremble, and it took him some time before he managed to gather himself and flee for his life. Some tourists who were on their cruise ship in the river spotted a mermaid-like creature sitting on some rocks. It was too far, but that did not stop people from immediately rolling out their cameras and filming the creature. The footage's blurriness casts questions on whether it's a real video. It might be someone hidden under a mermaid tail. But do let us know what you think about this one. Despite being seen as strong and fantastical, mermaids are not indestructible, as shown by the distance of the dead mermaid that washed up on Florida shores. A young man discovered the supposed mermaid's remains and videotaped the event before reporting it to the police. The creature in the video appears to have a human form, but the towering fish-like features that are, in many myths, typical of mermaids. The young man screamed and shouted while filming the incident because he was so terrified by what he had seen. Do you think this is true? A man discovered something that was more human-like than fish. Since its wrists were tied behind its back, and it resembled a cross between a human fish and a crocodile, few people understood that it might be somewhat of a real mermaid. Perhaps a genuine mermaid, or the fisherman who caught it brought it to the Indian coast. Some individuals assert that Angela Canyon is a hybrid that is 50-50 fish and human. When you lean in for a closer look, you can see that it has 4 breasts, 4 fish-like bangs on its head, and a stomach that looks like it's had one too many Thanksgiving feasts. At first glimpse, it makes you want to flee in terror. When you take a closer look, the creature that washed ashore on British Beach clearly resembles a mermaid. When the video was featured on Facebook, it prompted several inquiries from users. The person who posted it claimed to have found the dead mermaid while strolling along the shore, and stated he knew nothing else about it. The majority of the body appeared to be severely destroyed, but the tail, hands, claws, and head were still quite plainly visible. A man who was deep diving in the ocean with his camera managed to record a video that stunned the entire world. In the sea, a creature resembling a mermaid was seen swimming, or perhaps it was a mermaid. I'm not sure if it was good or bad that the mermaid continued swimming despite failing to notice the man swimming nearby. I suppose we'll never know. This picture is taken from a video which went viral a few months back. In this popular video from Nairobi, Kenya, while people are having fun, a creature appears out of nowhere and rests on the beach. The beachgoers initially fled in fear because they were unsure of what kind of creature it was, but upon closer examination, they quickly realized that the creature resembled a person but had a fishtail, and that description only fits one well-known creature: a mermaid. A security camera in northern Mexico captured a strange moment when hundreds of birds fell from the sky and died at the spot. These were yellow-headed blackbirds, and a huge flock of them were headed south. And while some of them recovered from the fall, a huge amount of them just did not and could not move. It does look like a free fall or something, but the zookeeper nearby said that these birds were actually on the run from some predator.
Best guess is this is a predator. This is a hawk or a falcon that's come into the flock.
The actual reason for this mass demise still remains unknown. Despite being an amateur video from an unidentified source, this one seems ideal to be included in our list. I mean, could you have believed it if I told you there was a pterosaur lurking in the skies? Fossilized pterosaurs are well recognized thanks to movies. They were the greatest flying creatures ever, but sadly we no longer get to witness them. Most of the time, I mean. Some people did witness it, and fortunately, they also captured it on camera. Am I glad we've got the footage? What do you think of this clip? Do you believe it could be authentic, or do you believe it was made for publicity purposes only? Fog reduces vision, which not only makes accidents more likely, but also provides the ideal hiding place for monsters. In June 2020, a French resident recorded this footage after noticing an odd-looking object in the sky. It appears to be in midair, like a huge centipede, and is almost appearing to be moving into the fog. Since this video was captured from a location where the fog had less of an impact, it can really be seen perfectly disguised within thick fog. What do you guys think about this video? Do let us know in the comments below. Found mostly in Australia, the ghost shark is something just out of this world. They have large, high-set eyes and club-like structures at the end of their snouts. They are sure to give you nightmares if you ever encounter one in real life. Though if you look from afar, it might look like a swimming dragon, just with very big eyes. This species was not discovered for quite a long time, as they live in deep waters and are termed as ancient fish. The kangaroo rat or ninja rat is a name for little rodents that are commonly found in the desert, hopping in a way resembling kangaroos. There is a good risk that these little ninjas will be discovered by snakes when they emerge in search of a meal, exactly like this one did. However, the snakes are unaware that their size should not be misinterpreted. As they have enormous legs and an extremely quick reaction time, the kangaroo rats can easily kick the snake out of the path. Therefore, it's not something that snakes can readily or even catch at all. This clip went viral on the internet when people saw a huge anaconda trying to cross the road in the middle of the day and in the presence of many humans. They were getting down from their cars and trying to stop the approaching vehicles to let the reptile slither wherever it wanted to. This happened in Brazil in 2019, and the snake wasn't something you would get to witness every day trying to cross the road. It was a 4-meter long one and had to weigh around 66 pounds easily. India might be famous as a place of culture and colors, but what most people do not know is that it is also a place of strange and weird phenomena. For instance, in this clip, we see a man with a huge bag, and when he empties the bag, there are hundreds of snakes in it. He caught them all, sorted them all with just his bare hands. No worries, and no F's given at all. Just the man and his snakes slithering everywhere in the wild. Though it is heard that the man was actually freeing those snakes. There were times when people used to think that turtles were slow, and slow and steady does win the race. But not today. Today, these turtles have learned to be fast. And not just fast, but the fastest. Look at it. If there was a record which I could give, I'd give this one for the fastest turtle on planet Earth. Somewhere at a beach in China, a man happened to see a weird, sponge-like creature. He thought it was dead, or maybe not something living at all. and that's why he went to it and held it in his bare hands. But, well, the creature wasn't dead at all, and that is when we see it moving its hands and legs, or whatever that is, in a weird way. What can it be? A mutated starfish? Let us know what you guys think. This elephant, who was shot straight in the head and was bleeding. But of course, elephants do not know how to treat bullet wounds, so he approached the humans in a very cautious manner and showed them the bullet in his skull. The doctors were immediate with their actions and did all they could to get the bullet out and then treat the infection. Hopefully, the elephant must be doing good in the wild these days. Now, orcas are the most intelligent creatures ever known. They not only learn quickly, but they can communicate with and comprehend people. However, what this orca accomplished was beyond amazing. A fish that had been provided to it as a snack was taken by the orca, who then hurled it toward the seagulls. The orca then waited till one of the unfortunate seagulls attempted to get the fish. The orca had utilized the fish as a bait, and it was successful in carrying out its strategy, and did so rather skillfully. I am seriously amazed by their intelligence and skills. Aren't you? This clip went viral in November 2019, and people were weirded out by its existence. Some claimed it was a carp with a human-like face. And also, this video is not fake, but it might be possible that it is just a carp, and the certain camera angle and its scales has made it appear like that. What this guy filmed was something you surely would not believe if it wasn't captured on a camera. After seeing a fish about to die, the guy came up to it and decided to help, but the fish kept coming back to the dry land and did not want to go back into the water. Maybe it was depressed and wanted to end its life, or maybe it just loved the human so much that leaving him was not something the fish wanted to do. Snails are already pretty weird and slimy and whatnot type of creatures. Usually they like to have fresh leaves, stems, and things like that for lunch and dinner. But these days, they have started loving vegetables. Like, look at this one, and how yummy it is finding the carrot that he's just not letting go of the thing. It looks more like a hamster than a snail eating that carrot. Am I weird because I'm finding this kind of cute? I don't know. On the 29th of May, 2016, this clip was posted online, causing a shock all over the world. People were amazed to see these fishes walking on land. We don't know how they ended up on the land, and we don't know how they were able to actually walk themselves back into the water safely. If it carries on like this, the day is not far when these fishes will rule the land, and we humans will have nowhere to go. Nonetheless, this is just a weird phenomenon which asks for proper investigation and the reason to be publicized. It is a tree that is indigenous to South Africa and is called the dragon blood tree, or Sakota dragon tree. People are getting more and more fascinated with these trees because they appear to bleed when you cut them. Most people believe them to be mythical trees that only appeared in fiction until they actually encountered one. It might be nature's way of telling us to stop cutting trees. A fluff of daddy long legs. What looks like dust bunnies might actually be something pretty creepy and scary for some people. If you have arachnophobia, I'm going to warn you, this isn't something you are going to love watching, so maybe just jump to the next one. I'll give you a quick second. Go ahead. According to the man who filmed this clip, these are daddy long legs, and they come every year to his house when it gets chilly and wintry outside. They make their home directly above his heater's dent and get themselves warm right there. But this many of them? Even the man said he's seeing it for the first time. Moray eels are usually termed as the sea monsters or creepy creatures. Well, it's not wrong. They really do look very creepy and dangerous too. If I ever came across one, I would think it better to just stay away. But the scary-looking moray eel this diver came across was all in for the cuddles and snuggles. It did not mind the human patting and scratching it, and neither did it try to run away or attack. By the looks of it, it was more like an ocean dog than a scary, creepy monster. Fish love the ocean. Well, of course they do. It's their home, right? But they never let an opportunity to have a unique home slip away, like these colorful, pretty fish did. 30 feet down in the ocean off the shore of Qatar, these little creatures have made a sunken car their home. And this artificial but naturally made coral reef has been attracting a lot of tourists and scuba divers. It looks really cool. Israeli city residents claim to have seen a half-fish, half-girl monster in 2009, but no one took them seriously until they watched this video. It was thought that the mermaid spent the majority of her time sunbathing, and that if anyone tried to approach her, she would scuttle under the waves. She jumped into the water as soon as she noticed the lads from a distance, surprising everyone by having a long tail in place of legs. Well, that's all for today, guys. Thank you for watching the video. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and hit the bell icon for getting updates related to our latest videos.